Hey, how's it going, everybody? It is another installment of Us versus Movies. I am Kevin, and alongside me, I have Dustin.
Hello,
Never really
you
changes, does it?
randy fucks. Oh, what?
Never really changes. War. War never changes.
Uh,
It's the honeymoon phase, just like us doing this podcast. Boop, boop, boop.
oh, officially out of it. That's right, everyone. This,
2019,
this is
this
where it
movie
starts to become a chore for him.
starts. 2019, 1 hour and 29 minutes of your life in the horror sci-fi thriller genre. Came out August 22nd, 2020. So this has probably been bumping around before the dark sky swooped in and said, "We'll distribute you." Ta-da!
We need something. Anything.
No, they don't, dude. They have every something. So okay, they ain't hurting to release anything.
What did you say when I said it was by Dark Sky? You were like, "Uh-oh, Dark Sky."
Yeah, it's kind of a uh-oh dark sky. Like it's either usually a uh-oh, oh man, or a uh-oh, or a oh. Oh,
That was more along the lines of uh that could be problematic or something. I don't know. Or no, their heart's in the right place. It's just that that's the only place it is, or something. I don't know. You know what?
listen.
You fucking killed it by not remembering, and now I'm butchering it. So
I don't know how I got the blame.
just to fucking pass the blame back, you know.
Yeah, I just said a little quip about these guys. You know what? You miss every fucking shot you don't take. That's their fucking motto when it comes to movies. So
Just shooting fucking air balls left and right.
if you got a little indie horror movie, you got a little thriller, a little anything that has a little boogity boogity in it, they're listening. And that's where I think the honeymoon phase falls under. Great trailer. We're gonna go see what a Philip G. Carroll Jr.
Oh, interesting that you say Philip G. Carroll Jr., who directed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 shorts before getting this off the ground of a full-length movie. He wrote and directed it. He also did XVY. Keep that in the back of your head.
Is that a thing? Is that the thing on the zippers of your
That's
pants?
what I thought too.
That's
Also
ZYX.
starring, yeah, it's close enough. Yeah, it's ZYX. Chloe Carroll, who plays Eve, who was also in, wait for it, XVY, and also a shit ton of shorts. More shorts than he did, so I'm not even going to.
More shorts than John Cena. Come on now.
I mean, like, I don't think that's possible. But.
It's right there.
And then Jen Shubin, who I guess you might know him from a little show that people might like called Boardwalk Empire. He was in 3 fucking episodes.
You betcha I do. Come on.
And I'm going to jump over to Tara Westwood, who has been in a bunch of shit you'll never know her from, but her face will look uncannily familiar. I can't tell you anything. She has 5 fucking movies coming out. Well, sorry, 4 movies and a short.
Busy beaver, man.
She was in 2020's The Grudge remake.
Ooh, I heard that was atrocious.
Well, she is keeping a track record of sorts. And then Francis Chow. Francis with the weird thing on the C. You know him as the evil Asian doctor in fucking everything. Like, just think of a movie where there was an evil Asian doctor. There he is. And I'm not even, like, that's just the typecast he is. You need an evil doctor that's Asian.
He's
your
good,
guy.
man. Like, he's serviceable, very character actor. You'll see him in a tons. You'll recognize him damn near instantly if you've seen anything in the last 15 to 20 years on the television or on the big screen.
Yeah.
Circling back to the Grudge remake?
Yeah, we're going back there. Okay.
Yeah, don't watch that. Watch the Ju-on Origins, the TV show. It was on Netflix. That was tremendous. Like go if you want to watch like a 90s and like horror early 2000s. Was it 2000s? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was early 2000s.
But they go to Ju-on and they do the origin of that house and the creepy boy that he screamed and he opened his mouth that sounded like a cat and shit. Oh, fucking great. The TV show, man, that's probably one of the best horror mystery thriller, whatever the genre of this movie is.
Sci-Fi.
Oh, no sci-fi.
Dystopian. That's a new thing.
Oh, I don't like that.
It's like dystopian, but like not as bad.
Oh, I get it. I just didn't like it. I got a real kick out of that. So I don't know. I like horror stuff, and that television show surprised me on how good it was. But I just wanted to put that over because you said something else that reminded me of something else. That reminded me of something else, and it reminded me why these guys wear that Nike combat compression through the whole show, the whole movie. That's very sci-fi of them.
Yeah, I just thought it sucked.
Those are expensive.
Kevin, should we start with maybe what was your biggest problem with this movie, and then I'll give you mine.
Oh, from the jump?
Just overall, just
okay.
Just pick one. Don't deep dive. Just pick like your number one.
I think I've said it before on the show.
Okay.
Anytime a movie starts with the beginning,
yeah,
and that's kind of what they do here.
In a really poorly way too.
The cat doesn't even make it into the bag to get out of the fucking bag. It's just right from the second the credits are done, this dude looks up to you. He's like, "My wife killed herself on her wedding day." And I'm like, "All right, well, is it the girl in the movie?"
You're like, "I don't know, but it's my. Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to?
Are you talking to me? Am I interviewing you? Are you talking to Philip? He wrote it."
He's like, "Good.
Excellent.
Philip, can I see your hands?" No, you can't. Keep talking. Tell me about the dead wife.
We can go
weird.
When we get towards the end, we can round about to this moment again and revisit it because I think there's more to it.
Yeah.
Once we peel back some layers, as they say in the old biz.
I think that's like everything, but okay.
The old biz.
My biggest problem is that this story would be a lot better if characters were better developed, yes.
Introduced.
I mean, just better in general, but yeah, better developed because the concept isn't horrible. I'll say that, but the execution fails the concept a lot. And you're just like, man, if you had just refocused some of your energy, you could have actually had really good shit. And it's not that these actors are unbearable.
They're serviceable. They're not
but it's
atrocious.
Just that you handcuffed them and like threw them down some stairs and were like, "I'll get back to you later," and then they died from the injuries. Yeah, and you never did. And
there was a lot of stairs.
There's a lot of us down here, Philip. He's like, "Yep, that's where I keep all my favorites."
That's Junior to you, jerk off.
I didn't go to fucking my dad's loins to be called fucking not Junior, okay?
Everybody's like, what
the fuck?
Yeah, no, you're totally right.
With having a child and making it a third. No, okay, sorry. Go ahead.
This idea, so I'm conflicted by the idea, right? So the idea is basically the honeymoon phase. When is the party over, right? Okay, there you go. So this idea is it's basically a 30, 45-minute idea that's kind of stretched into $1.30, and you're kind of like, ooh, that's pressing. There better be some real
risque sex scenes.
There better be some real ballyhoo at the end of this shit to make me go, ooh, spicy. But it's in the theme of like I know people want to run to it like a Twilight Zone or Dark Mirror, probably more apropos type of comparison, and it's very like it's what they call a low to no budget kind of thing where it's one location, minimal actors, very sparse on special effects, but it should be story driven and character driven, right? Because it's about a couple that's supposed to spend 30 days in this experiment to see basically when we stop this phase of loving the honeymoon, the sweetness that is that excitement and shit.
When do you just look at your significant other and be like, this motherfucker's done it again?
When do you look at
I
your
swear they
significant
trim that
other?
fucking nail in the bed one more time, and then she's just in there like, this asshole. He spends one more goddamn dollar at McDonald's this week. I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking bob at his penis. I swear to God.
Dated reference. Go.
Hey, everyone, you got another more relevant. That's a timeless reference now. Okay?
I don't think it is. I would have. Well, I had the comparison of I was thinking, yeah, it's after the laughter. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
When do you get
in a relationship? There's a point where you stop being funny. To your significant other,
and they're very quick to let you know.
They're very quick.
They're like, that shit no longer flies, sir or madam.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what gender. This isn't husband specific, wife specific. Trust me, it goes absolutely both ways. So
and fast, quickly, and in one lane with a head-on collision.
Just straight into a pole with a semi-truck behind it.
And then the gas tanks hit and just fucking burns.
Have you ever seen a Michael Bay explosion? Just picture all of them in one shot. That's how it
literally
goes.
Marriage.
People are like, honey, let's get married. I want to see if this is true. She's like, shut up, fuck you. Oh, never mind. We're already there. Oh,
a great start. Ooh. So that's the gimmick, right? We have these quote unquote struggling young lovers with Eve and Tom here. And Tom's
boring ass names, by the way.
Hey, man, nice and simple, names aside. Tom is a struggling writer. He's trying to, write the great American novel, I guess. I assume, or it could be a cookbook. Fuck it. I don't know.
Who fucking writes in a blue pen on a legal pad?
No, dude, I got to, dude.
Like
I got to
hold books on a legal pad.
Hold it. I got something for that later.
Too late. I already opened it. That's fine.
They're struggling. I don't know what she does. I think she just exists from another country.
No, she does graphic design. I guess she's also struggling.
I assume because she doesn't really say I'm struggling as a graphic designer. You just see it later on. She's like, look what I did. And I was like, wow, it looks like shit.
I was like, well, it looks better than the cover to this movie, but.
And I was like, all right. So and that's the big problem, right? I have an hour and 30 minutes in this character-driven sci-fi thriller romance comedy, and I don't get to know the people. Like, the people are the driving force. I should be rooting for her and Tom, even Tom, to kind of make it out, because if they make it 30 days, they get 50 G's. That's crazy, right? So you're like, wow, 50 G's. Come on, guys, get out of that rut you're in.
I'd sabotage my marriage for 50 G's.
Yeah, dude, I'd do it for $50. And like, that's the part. You're like, okay, so the thing is, they're not married, right?
They're not.
So they're cheating the system from the jump. And then later on, they start doing other things. And you're like, did you guys want to win, or what the fuck's going on here? Like, how am I supposed to?
It didn't seem like that hard because, I don't know.
It seemed real hard to me.
I mean, but like, if this was like a real study, I'm like, what? Who's really washing out of this? It's like, hey, we're not going to talk for the last 15 days. Like, just, whatever. Just stay in your room. I'll stay in the living room. Done.
My major gripe, though, is out of an hour and 30 minutes, you didn't have time to. I'm a big proponent of this. Like you mentioned, characters. Yeah. If I don't care, I will not care. I have to care for something, someone. Is it the doctor? Is it the bad guy? Is it the handler? Is it fucking what is it? Give me something to give a shit about.
Because they had an inkling. They had this like the thought, like a brick in the foundation.
Mm-hmm. High concept.
And then, of the character development, when they did the little flashback, when they were asking them questions, and they only did it once, and I was like, oh no. Like the minute I saw that, I was like, oh no. That's no.
You mean the interview process?
Yeah. When they asked them each a question and that was it, I was like, no.
Right.
You need a lot more of this. In fact, you need to ask these questions and let a 3-minute scene play through. Yeah. So that I get development of these characters from that question. Totally. I get the real answer rather than just like a,
You know
type of
what?
look
And
thing.
I would have been okay with that if they wanted to
Yeah.
cheat and do like a little flashback thing. That's really just a perfect setup. You can do a little
Exactly.
flashback thing for them, and then just give them enough fuel to get to this moment, this project, this experiment, and then I'm like, wow, we got a foundation. I think these motherfuckers are gonna make it. Let's go, Tom. Let's go, Eve.
Let's
And
go, Tom. Let's go eat. Let's go.
the
Let's go
the
eat.
thing is though, is like the gimmick of it's all presented. It's a voiceover over some fucking credits of her going, "Hey, we should sign up for this project. We can win
It's
fifty
not
thousand
even.
dollars."
It's not
And I'm
even
like,
credits. It's that weird
it's like cityscape
building image,
bullshit.
like fucking trying to Inception Doctor Strange itself into two.
Yeah,
And I was just like,
I don't know what I
what?
was looking at,
Yeah,
but
and just like some bullshit music, and I was like, what am I supposed to take from this?
yeah,
Because it's visually uninteresting, and you're making me stare at it a lot while people
dude,
talk.
show them on the phone. Maybe, dude, like
Show them on a
anything.
fucking couch.
Show
Yeah, we see Tom in a white room staring at a picture that has a timestamp on it when he's just like, my wife killed herself on our wedding day. And I was
yeah.
like, Tom, the beard looks bad on you. Shave that shit quick,
And it's
okay?
like, Tom, I've already committed to the movie. You're trying to make me stop? You're trying to make me fucking back out? Like I've already
Yeah.
clicked go. Let's go. You started this shit? How about starting the fucking movie? I don't need a bullshit hook.
No, and then we get the narration, of like, let's just pretend we're married.
That's the thing. They're
Can
not
we
married,
do
right?
that? No, they're not married.
So here's another thing I have a problem with. We'll just get them there. So they go to sign up, right? They go to the experiment, right? And it's just a walk in, you fucking interview, you get it. You don't have to prove a marriage certificate. You don't. He gives her some like fucking gumball fucking marriage ring out of a fucking shoebox
He's like, I
bullshit.
know it's not much, but this is an actual ring that costs money. And I was just like, okay. But they don't even bother to explain that he's already wearing a ring. I was like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
it could have been more of like, hey, this is my mom's ring. This means a lot.
Yeah.
Anything. 'Cause
Anything.
you stole my heart on like March 29th or whatever. And she was like, what? It's like, it's so
It's
corny. I
September
love it. Was it September 9/29?
9/29. Yeah.
Okay, 9/29. And she's like, what was that? And that was the
Yeah,
day I knew
that
I had to be with you.
super pissed me off. Here's this day that is special, that has meaning to them. That's their important code to each other. And we don't like fucking flash back and show me the day. Bullshit me a fucking day, okay, of why it's special.
Yeah,
Because
man.
if you had flashed back and shown me that day, shown me the relationship outside of this situation, I would have understood why they're together, why it's important, why their love means anything worth fighting for. But instead, they were just like, numbers, moving
Yeah.
on.
It could have been anything, dude. Meeting at a book signing of their favorite author, whatever. You know what I mean? Both, I don't know, fucking up some Buffalo Wild Wings. I don't give a
Running
shit.
out on a check at fucking Red Lobster. I don't know anything. Fucking anything. He's like, I'm poor. She's like, me too. They're just like grabbing biscuits and running.
Yeah, anything. But so they kind of go away. They whisk themselves away to this. I think they're all set up in this conference room, right?
Well,
And
yeah, they do. Well, they do the interview, and then
well, the interview
where they have
consists
the
of
quick
like,
flashbacks of like,
what's your favorite thing about him? Oh, he's so
yeah,
kind and sweet. And then they ask him, and he's like, everything. I love everything. Is this the right answer? I'm like, dude.
oh no,
Like,
we're forgetting. They meet the doctor first. They meet the fucking Asian doctor guy, Francis Choi. They meet him. They're talking.
He's just the director. They don't.
The
He never gets a
fine,
name.
the director. Yeah, they meet the director first, and he's got some CG butterflies going on, and that's when they're talking about their.
Oh, right. He puts over the project, and he's just like, yeah, he's got these two monarchs in this like fish
Oh yeah,
tank.
and he's like, statistically, your marriage will fail, and she's just like, "Fuck you, you married, you dick," and he's just like, "My wife's dead," and she's just like, "Oh shit, that backfired. I'm an asshole."
I'm so sorry for your loss. That
He's like, "It's all right. I got over it and did this whole project for it. So
She's
I guess you could say
inspired
I'm
my
not
kid."
over it at all. In fact, I'm a liar when I said I was over it. I'm not. I'm real fucked up.
No, he is over it. He's moved on. He started creating something to get over it.
I mean, he did, yes.
He's on the healing phase.
Is it though? It's like a weird.
Hey, man, when you're the director.
Phase, but yeah, and then they do the interview, and it's like the interview could have been a lot better because again, we only see 2 questions, and it's like Kevin said, "What do you love about her?" Oh, everything, and then it's like, and then we do these flashbacks where it shows like her kind of annoyance with him and his distrust for her because she's like talking to a guy on the street or something. I don't even know. It didn't even look like her. I was like, is that actually her?
I didn't know.
Like get someone else.
I assume you made that up. I don't remember that.
Yeah, he's like stirring coffee, looking out the window, and he sees her talking, and he's just like, and that's it. He's just like,
yeah. Like she walks by a guy on the street. He's like, you fucking him, and she's like, what the hell?
Yeah, it really like that's his mind thought of like just like she's fucking that guy,
which makes no sense because they don't even go that direction with him.
Yeah, no.
Like he's not jealous at all. He's just, to me, it seems like they both have love, right? And he's like puppy dog in love and shit. And she's kind of like, yeah, he's all right, you know, like
yeah. Kind of... Like I've had some relationships. This one's pretty good, I guess.
I thought you were just going to open up for a second. No. You had that long pause.
No. But so they do the flashbacks are completely wasted because, like I said earlier, it was a prime position for them to flashback yet again and show the truth. Like they're showing you the truth, but it's so short and like pointless, and you're like, why are you even bothering to show me this? And why aren't they answering the questions honestly? When you're sitting there going, we're gonna scan your fucking brain while you say this. Put this shit on. We're gonna scan your brain. Fucking lie to us. Fucking lie all day. Lie all day.
Well, so
stupid as hell.
So just to back it up, they talk to the director. He pitches the whole program to him. He's like, again, 50 cold ones. If you can fucking pull this off for 30 days, we're going to use, and they're like, oh, what are you going to use the information from? We're going to kind of pinpoint the day, you know, the laughter stops. And they're like, oh shit. And then it's
the day when he says Taco Bell and farts, and you just go, God damn it, I hate this man.
My mother was right. And then
yeah, the day your mother was right. That's the day they're pinpointing.
So you're kind of like, all right, well, I guess I get that goal, but then like they just kind of don't really challenge it. They're like, yeah, that sounds cool, you know, got to keep love. I love to love, and then they're just like, all right.
Look at her like, I guess we're doing this. I guess we're doing this.
Yeah, and then they're sitting at the conference room, and then he has his like little notebook, like a geek, with the book he's writing all the time.
No, she's reading it.
Yeah. No, he just always has it with him.
I didn't know. It's like this black bind. It's very like 90s businessman thing. It's like a 90s businessman's trapper keeper. All right, everyone. It's got the paper. It's got a place for pens. She's looking through it. I thought they were reading some sort of like contract or something. He's sitting there.
That's what I thought too.
Nervous, fucking barely tapping the table, and then of fucking course, and the most cliche thing, she's like, having a hard time concentrating with you do that. I was like, that coffee table is giant. Everyone's banging on it. His little tippity tap for 2 seconds pissed you off. I was like, so that's how this relationship is being built.
The director was creating. He was right. It is never going to make it.
He was like, oh, statistics just went really skyrocketed on this relationship.
They just went to the sad emoji face.
He's like, we went from fucking eggplant to sad emoji fast.
But you get the chuckle. They kind of go, oh, babe. And then, of course, you get the total juxtaposition across the table of a crotchety couple. And she's like, you didn't bring my fucking Tempur-Pedic fucking laser dildo. And the husband's just like,
where's my silver bullet? You know I need to ride hard before I go to bed. What the fuck? Am I going to use your lip dick, you motherfucker?
You can't put that whiskey down for more than 2 seconds. And he's like, listen, Ethel, I'll choke you in front of all these fucking people.
Like,
I don't give a fuck.
This is the best time to do this? I was like, I don't think she cares when she starts calling you out on the fucking pillow, man. So.
Yeah, dude. So the fucking Tempur-Pedic couple, they're bickering. And then our fucking heroes just look at him like, we're never going to be those fucking lip dick Tempur-Pedic prison
We definitely won't be them in a week.
High five me. We're going to win $50K.
Yeah. There's another part too where she's like, she reads his book in like 10 seconds, and then she's like,
Because he's only wrote the fucking
I know, two pages, and then he just quit. I was just like, what?
He wrote the
and
dedication.
they're using this as like he's supposed to be working on this book for the full 30 days, and it is the worst plot device. One of the worst plot devices in the movie. But then she's just like, it's good. I have notes. I was like, what notes? Do you have grammar corrections? That's like all you can fucking do at this point.
They should have showed the notes. It's like, maybe you should start.
Maybe you should start. Yeah, I was like, where's your red pen? I'm sure it's in that fucking adult man trapper keeper there. Yeah. Like, what the fuck? Like that. And then they come in, they're like, all right, couple A's and B couples. You're going to go with Mark over here, and you're going to go with Sharon over there. But don't worry, you'll be reunited. Yeah. And then they're just like, we're going to drug you. And I was like, I think I'm out. 929? 929. Anyone? Can you hear me? 929. I'm out.
No one knows what that means, even your significant other. So they go to these, like, look, it looks like are they getting dental work done? And they sit in these chairs, and they shoot this little fucking blue thing, a nuke, little vial in their fucking arm. And then he's like, hey, man, I'm going to count down from 10, and you're going to be in Honeymoon Central. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Sky fucking high, and you're going to want nuke for life now.
Kane. And you're just kind of like, wow, okay, what? And so they whisk away, and then we wake back up with them, and they're in this nice house with a big bed. They're wearing fucking compression shirts, and they're wearing fucking leggings.
With their name that they'll never zoom in so you can read it properly, so you just have to
It was like a name. It's like an alphanumeric code with like a barcode on their chest.
I was like,
we'll touch a sci-fi.
Confused that they need. Why did they need their name on it? Why couldn't they bring their own clothes?
Hey man, make it up, bro. The cameras are tracking that barcode or something. Constantly scanning that information of their heart rate.
I mean, okay, since you brought up the cameras, I just want to point out I have those same cameras. They're baby monitors. Those were baby monitors, and the best part was you could see the cord because they were like, "Yeah, we need the cord to make it move when you want it to." Try to hide it the best you can.
Yeah, no budget. They put a little.
Sad part is those are very expensive. Unless they have really cheap ones, but.
I mean, maybe someone like just had a kid. They're like, "Hey, Bill, go get your fucking kid's camera." And
all right, now move it to this room. Room.
Yeah, because the cameras are not consistently on screen, and they're kind of shot where you don't always see them in the background. They're there when they have their shot on camera, basically.
Yeah, they're like, show the camera.
And there's like some sound effects layered on them where they go zzz, like because the camera, that's it moving and rotating, following the subject.
Just to let them know we're fucking watching you.
I see you. And I'm like, oh, okay. So like they're in this like picturesque, fucking log cabin-esque home, real fancy, real Hollywood Hills looking house. I'm like, wow, this is really nice. Can we talk about this bookcase? Someone bring up the fucking bookcase. No one sees this bookcase. The handler, someone introduced the bookcase. This thing is fucking. What the fuck is this?
No, that was a real bookcase. That was someone's real bookcase that they thought was an idea that they had one.
And I thought, and I was like, man, this is the second movie. The other movie, Get the Fuck Out with Kevin Bacon, that bookcase was better. Because at least that bookcase displayed what was hot that week to read.
And that was it, though. It was just like, these 6 books are fucking bangers.
These are
Go ahead and read them.
Yeah, this is the
this
fucking...
This bookshelf looked like a library, like, shot a loogie in the house. And that was
No. This thing looked like an earthquake fucking hit it. It looked like it was fucking from Fallout 4. It was, like, crippling down to the left. It was fucking halfway. It was almost like someone just threw it together like a fucking game, like the physics engine, just toss it all here. Yeah. And I was like, this is stupid.
Put a record player in the middle.
Yeah, okay. I was like, oh,
make sure those records aren't in any sleeves. I mean, obviously this person collects vinyl, but we don't take care of nothing.
No, we don't take care of shit.
Also, get me something from 2018 on vinyl. Like,
oh, well, I am a collector. Like, I was just like, no one said anything about the bookcase. What the fuck?
We're allowed to talk about the bookcase.
I would have been like, hey, what's up with this?
No, instead they come out to the living room, they're checking things out, and there's just this hologram, And Tom forgets that he's supposed to be acknowledging a hologram.
Tom has no idea where he's at.
No,
he's just like,
he's
I woke up and I didn't get to sleep in again. We truly are married.
Oh man, for sure. And she's just like, hey, look. And he's just like, what? And I'm like, you're supposed to pretend there's a hologram there, Tom. He's like, oh, who the fuck are you, lady? And she's just like, I'm your handler. Sit down. We're going to do some questions. They sit down. The coffee table opens up, and they're just like, oh,
and they put this PlayStation Move visor, Oculus Rift bullshit.
Oculus Rift without the goggles. And
on their head.
It fits poorly. And they're just like, let's not go back to this again if we can help it.
They didn't.
And they're just like,
I think they did it once. They wore them once more, I think, towards the final act.
Yeah. And then she's like, all right, I'm going to ask you one question. Who are you? They say their names. And then they're like, okay, we're done for the day. Have a wonderful afternoon. So
thanks for playing.
Yeah. So then they just go about exploring the house. They put on a record, some song that Tom and her both know. He's singing it, and she's just like, hey, shut the fuck up. I didn't put on this record for you to fucking ruin the
Hey,
song.
who sings this, Tom? He's like, me?
He's like, me? All fucking. She's like, shut up. She kisses him to stop him from singing. That's how bad his singing was.
Like, here's the thing, right? This was another perfect opportunity to give us some history with the characters. Oh, we played this song under the fucking coffee shop we met at and shit, you know, and I finger banged you under the table. Anything.
I mean, Jesus, they could have just, it could have been their first concert together and they banged in the bathroom. That too.
Hey,
this is a song I played when I was like, I figured out you were a woman in the bathroom and not just like my usual, I mean, you know, where I fell in love with you. 9/29, you remember that day.
Yeah, anything, dude. Anything. That could have been the coffee receipt, fucking amount. That could have been like the ticket stub. That could have been the fucking. Just give me something. Just please, I'm begging.
They were like, she was like, why 9/29? So they'll always remember. So, yeah. And then they just start montaging, right? They're like trying out the food, the bank.
There's basically what's a good
the air shooter thing?
Yeah, like what show did this? It's like a dated reference, but I think didn't the Jetsons have like a tube like this, or Futurama, where they would just slide shit into a tube? It would choop, choop.
Both. I mean, they're still commonly used in like older buildings in New York. So
yeah.
It's basically it's like the air tube, mail tube thing, where you put in a tube, or like they used to use it at banks for people that still remember that. And they're just like, we found one in a burnt out bank in Pennsylvania and we used it.
Whatever you want. They're just like, give us some vodka. And then a vodka bottle comes up in the tube. They're like, wow. He's like, give us.
It's the Millennium Project's like logo on everything.
Yeah, because they're hosting they're hosting the fucking project or the experience for it's their 50K they're putting up.
Yeah. And they're just like, pancake mix. It's in pancake mix. And then they get real stupid and they're just like, an entire chocolate cake. And they send them chocolate cake mix. And he's like, it's not instant. And I was just like, fucking, what the hell, Tom? You did the previous 5 things you asked for before that not kind of indicate that it wasn't going to like shove a cake in there and send it to you, dick? I don't know.
Hey, man, it wasn't instant.
Yeah, and so the song goes on for a long time. I think they start a fire at some point.
Yeah, I think the song was. I don't think
they played the full song.
Like, do they own this song? Like, is this their song? Like the Friends band or something? I mean, the song's not horrible. It kind of doesn't really. It matches really what the couple is trying to do. It's just really young love, and there's nothing much like the song. It's very fleeting. You see the montage almost really kind of wears thin. After the montage, they're kind of like with each other a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not like full bore, like, hey, get the fuck out of here before I kill you. It's more of like, we kind of. I think they have sex or something towards the end, right? Like they end up banging.
Well, yeah, they are having a romantic moment in front of the fireplace. The song is still going. I should mention it's nighttime. And then they move to the bedroom. The camera is just like, "Meow, meow, yeah, to go to bed, get it on the film." And then she
Camera's
covers
like,
it with a shirt, and apparently
yeah,
that's cool.
cool enough.
And it starts off really standard, and then all of a sudden he just flips her around. He's like, "We're gonna do it doggy style."
Here's the thing.
And
I got you on this one, Dustin.
okay,
So they've been a couple for a minute. They probably do this boring ass vanilla missionary shit, right? Well, I've seen them kiss, man. I'm like, you guys kiss like fucking old people, right?
yeah, she keeps her eyes open. He doesn't. I was
And
like,
she doesn't even
sign
put her
that she's
lips
checking
out. She does this like this fucking regressed fucking lip kiss, and he's got to like put his face too far into her. And I'm like, hey man, do you guys fucking love each other? Because I got 50K saying you don't. And then they start. She just lays there, and she's like, "Hey, man."
Doctors taking side bets with the other doctors. No, they're
I
fucking
would.
out. They're fucking out.
Well,
I
couple
got
taps
50K
out.
that says, "Oh yeah, you got 50K." Fucking, I'm gonna push these assholes over the edge. Anyway,
And so they're just sitting there, and he's just like, "Yeah, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to start piping, right?" So he starts laying down some pipe, claiming. But before he does that, she's like, "Put a rubber on right now. No glove, no love." And he's like, "Damn, girl." And she's like, "I don't give a fuck. Get that raincoat." He's like, "I know what it is. Please stop." And he just has one at the ready, like in his sock and shit.
well, no, she showed that she brought like a pack of them. Like
It doesn't matter.
large.
I don't. She brought a bunch of shit she wasn't probably supposed to bring.
Oh yeah, LSD cookies. I was like,
She
okay, that's hardcore.
and then so yeah, he's like giving it to her real vanilla, and I'm bored. Like I'm just like whatever, dude. And he tries to flip her over. I was like, yeah, man, pound it like you own it, bro. So then he kind of does, and I'm like, all right, man, show her who's running things. And then he starts to like grabs her hair and shit, and she's like, oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah, smacks her ass, and then
Yeah.
then she looks back, and he's just like, no. He pulls her hair.
She's like, is it still Tom back there? Oh my god. And I was like, no, dude. She's gonna say she doesn't want it, but she does. Yeah, get real creeper with her. And then he does. She's like, Tom, no.
No, he finishes, and then he's just like, "Oh, that was amazing," and she's like, "I've just been horribly defiled."
Yeah, I don't know why. He was like a 5 pump chump, man.
He was. It was super. He pulled her hair longer than he, pumped his fuel in there.
Dude, he questioned that fucking cake mix longer than
He did.
fucking lasted.
He did. I was like, I mean, I get it. You're indie. You don't like it. This isn't a porno. You're not trying to show. But I was like, if I was
the sheets being grabbed tightly by her, cut back to him, just throw a glass of water on him. He's just sweating.
yeah. I mean, then that's the thing is like, that's how you fake it with movies is that, okay, this is maybe going to be 20, 30 seconds of the film, but you don't make that one shot. You cut it up and be like, okay, we got 5 seconds there, 10 seconds from this angle.
No, man, he had to show that. They had to show the audience that this isn't the Tom that she knows because we have no fucking clue because we don't know anything about him.
Absolutely no idea. And that was the beginning of my biggest problem was her just being like, you're not right, man. And I was like, I don't know because
that's the biggest problem.
Is the only fucking thing. I only know what I'm seeing right here. And everyone seems the same.
The movie acts like we've known Tom for 30 years. I'm like, hey, Tom don't fuck like that. That's not my fucking boy.
Yes,
my boy don't plow like that.
Never flip it and dip it. No.
My dude's a pile. No. He's a pile driver guy. He will not do that. That's dogs. He don't do dogs.
Hates pulling hair. Okay. When he was a kid, his hair was pulled a lot. He doesn't like it. He's got a sensitive scalp.
I know. Yeah, my guy. So, he don't wrap up shit. I don't know who the fuck I'm watching. This is not my Tom.
Tom's not a rapper or a bagger. He's a booty tagger. That's what he is.
Yeah, dude. He popped so fast. I was like, Tom, you in the right hole there, Chief? You're in and out like the burger's place. And
he's like, fucking double X trees. Oh, doing the straight edge like that, but with trees.
He's like, yeah,
like that's not what that is.
Yeah, he's like, I guess you could say I got a. They're like, Tom, you all right there? He's like,
I gotta write this in my dream journal.
Hey, I got animal style. Yeah, we got the joke. 20 minutes later, you suck. Yeah. She's kind of like,
it's bad. It doesn't play well the film because it's again all one shot, and she's just like,
I don't really care about like the act
Yeah,
of the scene. It was more of her reaction, and we were supposed to be in on it with her.
Yeah, because we've only seen one other like hint of a flashback of them having sex, and he was like going to Muff Town. And that was it.
I don't even remember that. So it must have been just like I must have.
It was when they asked him, "Are you a dominant lover?" And he was like,
that's
"Yeah,
right.
I think so." And then it showed him apparently not being a dominant lover by eating the muff. I was like,
"Well, yeah."
And then,
she probably queefed on him, and then he was like,
"Oh, he was like, oh, come on, don't do it." She's like, "Get down there, boy!" Starts punching him in the face. He's like, oh god.
She a fucking 1800s minor or something.
Yeah, she just fucking leg locks her. She's like, "You fucking look at that canary dying. Look at it." He's like, oh, I hate this so much. I'm a dominant lover.
5 cents a week is terrible. Okay.
Just comes out dirty with a hat on. She's like, "Where did you get that from?" He's like, "It was down there."
He's missing teeth and shit.
Yeah, she's like, "Put that back. That's not for you.
I got polio.
That's for the guy on the street."
So yeah, you're just like, what? I guess she's just like, wow, all right. And then this is where the movie kind of goes. I don't want to say very quickly, but it does a lot of the same thing, but I get kind of confused on which one happens where, because it's very repetitive in the whole sense of the relationship showing weakness and disintegrating a little bit.
Well, we jump out to Tom at the interview again. This is like so the rest of the movie kind of at least attempts to bullshit be like a little futuristic in a way, or at least like, you know, the not so distant future. And then we get like hitchhiker Tom with like the shitty beard and like a flannel and like a Carhartt jacket on, and he's just like moping. He's just like, and then she started acting weird. And it's just like 11 days.
So this is the interview segment, Tom.
Yeah, interview segment, Tom.
Right.
Who's he talking to? We don't know.
This is Beardo Tom. He's got the scruffy beard.
Beardo,
like, really air quotes down on his luck because I guess his wife has died on the wedding day, from what I understand.
Suicide, you say?
Yeah.
And which is, I will admit, I was just like, okay, I wonder how that works out, since we know they're faking their marriage, but then also pretending to be married for 30 days. But
right. So yeah, with that, you kind of think like, oh man, maybe the director found out and he didn't play that shit, or they got caught cheating. And
he just comes in the house. He's like, fucking get married right now. You're gonna fuck up my results, okay? You're skewing the data.
And that I guess that really is kind of the thing that's looming over the movie. Is like, what happened? How did we get here?
Don't worry, when we get there, you're gonna be just as disappointed. So. And then when we cut back to 11 days, and she, I believe, is taking a whizzer and peeing a lot.
She pisses like a racehorse.
Yeah, and she's like feeling her stomach. She's just kind of like, look like I got a little bump, you know, a little bun in the oven or something here. And you're just like, oh, so she's pregnant. This is stupid.
My lovely lady lumps.
Yeah, and then I think they found a room at some point, and
she had a fit. They kind of had like a little pissing argument, not about all her pissing that she does, and she was just like, whatever, Tom. And then she kind of leaves, and she pushes the door through, but the door doesn't have like a thing to catch it from going into the wall. And she just kind of hulked out and pushed the handle into the wall. And they used this shot multiple times. She like peeks in there.
Oh yeah, no, we forget. It's they have the LSD brown or cookies.
Oh yeah. They do that. So
they're doing that, and then Tom
he's like
totally looks at the camera, and then is like, is the camera gonna watch me put this LSD cookie in the fireplace? Because that's what's happening. So.
Yeah, and then she's like, yeah, dog, I'm tripping balls. And he's like, yeah, me too. What do you want to do? She's like, let's play hide and seek. He's like, all right, you're high, okay. And they start playing hide and seek, and
she goes in this room, and this door, they've tried it like before, and it seemed very locked or stuck, or like, don't go in that one. And then so she busts a hole in the wall, and
It's just kind of for the audience at the time. Like it gets revisited later, but at the moment you're kind of just like, whoa, bitch.
at the
You
moment
better-
they're just like, let's draw a lot of attention to this so you never forget it.
There goes your deposit. That's what I think.
Now you're only getting 49 G's because that wall, that's at least 1,000 to fix. They're like, what the fuck? Yeah, we're expensive people. Expensive people.
Expensive taste.
And then so they switch. She's gonna find him, and he goes and hides, and she's walking by the front door, and there's no way he's not just like hiding in like the dining room or the kitchen or the fucking living room. So like
he's real
less than
half-assed
20
in this.
Yeah, less than
basically.
20 feet away from him is what I'm trying to get at here.
Oh.
And suddenly someone comes to the door.
Can we talk
the
about the
house.
front door? So the front door has glass, but it also has this wood that frames the glass, and it's at these weird, fucked up angles. I'm like, dude, did the guy that designed the bookcase fucking design this door?
This person likes angles in their house. Whoever's real home is. I've seen that type of door before. I hate them. I absolutely hate them.
It's so erratic. The angles, like,
and
it
then
doesn't, they
the
don't
weird
flow.
ribbed glass that they had in the
Mhm.
front too. I was like, this is an old house. This is an older house by someone
But
who
it's
thought
not, dude.
design.
It's super modern.
In the parts of it are definitely modern. Parts of it, like
I
the
don't know.
kitchen.
Just a door in the
But
bookcase.
then you see
bothers
that
me.
living room, and you're just like, that fireplace is going to catch this place on fire.
Ah, no, that's real quaint.
It didn't match the vibe. But anyway, so this woman comes, she's bleeding. It's the posturepedic. There we go. Therapeutic. I don't know.
I was like, it's the sleep number lady
Yeah,
from
it's a
the
sleep number lady. She's there for her fucking pillow. She knows Tom took it. And she's like, let me in.
screaming bloody murder. It looks like she went a couple of rounds with a fucking uppercut sandwich.
Yeah. And so Eve goes over. She's trying to let her in frantically. She's like, it's locked. I'm like, yeah, fucking duh. You're supposed to be in this house for 30 days. Where did this woman even come from?
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly, the husband, the meek and mild husband who got his balls chewed off at the conference room table, shows up. This guy is ripped. He's a tank.
He looks like. Well, I will
smashes her-
say.
Huh?
I will say those compression shirts, if you have any sort of physique, will make you look great in those.
Wow.
You will look poured into those fucking things. And
He was
yeah, this guy is
average Joe, and he wasn't anything but.
it's because he's had enough.
Yeah, he was back in some heat. So you know who was playing the fucking the fiddle on her face? That guy, definitely. So he plays the fiddle one more time with her face on the glass, and then just picks her up. And I was like, he is not a very strong man, because he started to duck walk while carried. He's like, "Fuck, lady, you're fucking heavy." So
It really depends how she was laying, though. It's like she was giving him the dead weight thing, then it's like,
Probably.
all right. And it's like, bitch,
Yeah.
you got to kind of flow with him. This
and they
part
stayed on the
was.
shot a little too long, because I felt bad for him. I was like, dude, he's dying to put her down. Please,
Yeah, he's like,
change this.
he's like, dude, she weighs like 260 easy. She's like, how rude.
How dare you?
So this part kind of bothered me. That's like, I know it's a low to no budget movie, right? But like, where's the horror, right? Where's the horrible fucking shit that's gonna happen? Where's the sense of uncomfortable? Where is it at? I thought he was gonna fucking spike her head into that glass.
Yeah, I didn't even get the impression that he killed her, and she was
Dude,
like,
they cut
he
away.
killed him.
They
And I was like,
they don't show you anything. You just hear a boop, and then she's being carried away. And I was like, did she fall? Like, what happened? Did they work it out?
it's
He's
literally just bonking their head on the glass, and that was it.
Yeah, like at least choke her. Give me something visually uncomfortable to show me that whatever's
He
happened.
just flips her over. He's just like, watch us do the doggy style thing too. I'm pulling her hair. And you're just like, I'm very uncomfortable now.
Yeah,
She's just trying to like lock the door again. She's like, how do I lock it?
Yeah,
This is weird. I don't like this.
you know,
It happened to me.
that
I don't like this.
she could probably tear her shit up. I'm one of those old brides. I fucking good. Like, damn girl.
She's making butt cheeks clap. She's like, clap, clap, clap.
Yeah,
He's just like, oh, damn.
that's his response. Oh,
That's it.
damn.
That's the uncomfortable part. She's like, you know that weird old couple? They keep coming to have sex on our front door. He's just like, "Nah, you're crazy, honey. I don't see anyone out there. No one. Not a person. Not a soul."
They're out there on the front lawn fucking like orangutans. It's crazy.
Yeah, but no, there's nothing. There's nothing. It's just kind of like, okay, so that couple, like the honeymoon phase is over.
That's that. Okay, that's like the beginning of me going, Houston, we got a problem. They're the example, right? They're what they don't want to be. They've kind of already announced that at the table. We're never going to be them. So now you're saying, ooh, we really don't want to be them. Like, he could have put her in a sleeper hold, and you could have zoomed in tight on the wife's face and just her face turning red, and cut to him where he's just got that dead look in his eyes, like, I'm going to kill this bitch. And then he just kind of like whisks her off the side of the, like, from in front of the door so the camera loses it, right? And the light can go out. You'd be like, oh, shit. What has happened to put him in a fucking mind frame to kill a bitch? And will that happen to my husband? Will that happen to me? What are we in for in this 90 days or 30 days or whatever?
God, 90 days.
No. That's another show. But like, that's what I was kind of waiting for, is like, hey, the marker's been set. Watch out, couple we're cheering for. Don't fall into the choke a bitch out category.
Yeah. So they talk to the director. The director shows some doctored footage.
Listen. So Tom's like, Tom's like, hey Eve, why are you yelling like a crazy bitch? It's hide and seek, not just scream at me. And she's like, I just saw the couple and he killed her and he took her. And he's like, whoa, let's take a time out. We hit the side of the desk. The projector comes up. The doctor's like, yeah, what's good? What you guys doing? He's like, I just saw the other couple, the fucking sleep number couple. He just killed that bitch. And, what's going on? I'm so distraught. I'm acting. And he's like, yeah, man. Like, here's the footage. Let me run it back. Nothing. Are you tripping balls? She is tripping balls. She had ball trippers earlier. And he's like,
we had LSD cookies.
she's like, fuck you, snitch. And then Tom's like, what? You did? He's like, didn't you? He's like, oh, yeah.
No, that's later that they have that argument, but
and the director's like, bro, no drugs. Like, that was part of the qualifications. I was like, and then I stopped. I was like, so you forfeit the 30 days, right? You're out now, right?
Yeah, I would be like, you're done. You've corrupted the data pool. Like, you're done. So
and then the director's like, fuck it. And I was like,
it's really weird because they have this fear of getting kicked out, and it seems to just be them. Like, that's it. Like, it's just like, no, we're gonna leave you in here for 30 days, no matter what. Is the way that the director's handling it. But they're oh no, we're gonna get booted.
Their fear is being exposed as not being married, and then. But I'm like, you're breaking all these other rules that I don't know are rules, and you don't know are rules. Did anyone say the rules? And the director's like,
Yeah, we really needed that. Like, okay, for the 30 days, these are the requirements. This is what you can do. You can't and can't do, et cetera, et cetera.
That's what I was waiting for the handler, the hologram of the female, to be like, hey, guys, I'm going to be your handler. Here are the rules. Here are the house rules. You got to be in at this time. There's no leaving the facility at any time, which is not your home.
The doors are locked. We're not going to find this out the hard way. You're going to know that the doors are locked. Windows are locked. Everything's locked. It's not a real house.
If you need any food, go to the food tube. Announce it. We'll provide. Go to
food
this.
Tube. I'd like some food. They're just like,
please stop throwing your fucking rubbers in the toilet. Please stop throwing your rubbers in the trash can.
Stop throwing your rubbers everywhere. Okay, trash services every Tuesday. Get your trash over to the trash chute, please. All right. That bathroom trash has been full the entire 30 days.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you putting in there? Who has this many Kleenexes?
Yeah, and why are they ripped all weird? You know, and why are they all clean? What are you doing with this? Is she wiping and putting them in the fucking trash can?
Yeah, if they're coming out that clean, just put them back.
At that point, just put them back. You know what? I'm just going to use it again later.
Yeah.
Tom, do you need to blow your nose?
Tom, you just need to...
You got me again, you nasty fuck. Oh, Jesus. Every time with the fucking pee-pee rag, I swear.
Yeah. You don't get that from this movie, and I think it sorely needed it. We don't need like a huge dossier of everything being read out and everybody, oh, this is Tom, he's this old, he's been doing blood type. I'm like, fuck, dude.
Fucking use flashback Tom to tell us the rules as they're finding them out, or something, like anything
dude,
at all.
Flashback Tom, Beardo Tom, it doesn't matter. Just someone tell me what the fuck the rules are.
He's like, no fucking meets on Thursday. We didn't understand that one, but it was a rule.
Yeah,
it was a
dude.
rule.
So now Eve is more kind of like, dude, Tom, you don't even believe me. Like I'm. So these little wedges start to become just in between them, right?
Yeah. And then the movie, Kevin. They're watching a movie. They're she kind of has or gotten over it. They're watching a movie that's way more horrific than the movie we're watching.
I'm really interested in the movie that they were
Yeah, I was
watching.
just like, is this a real movie? Did they get the rights to a real movie to show this? And then I looked at the credits and they were in the credits. I was like, damn. It
Was
should
it
be
one of
that.
the shorts or something?
I don't know. I mean, I just listed the actors, but
Mm.
yeah. So there's a cheerleader giving birth, and this guy's like, "Don't worry, I'll help you." This is happening in a barn for whatever reason. We don't know. They're just jumping in, and then he is sprayed with shit.
Like some sort of. I thought it was gonna be like a demon baby she's birthing or something.
Yeah, no, it's just like an 8-month-old baby. I was like,
Dude, the baby was huge. I was like, that
yeah,
baby's like,
super huge.
he's like 32 years old.
I was like, that kid can fucking like sit up on its own, eat, kind of.
That kid came out of the womb driving a fucking Mustang.
Yeah, he was just like, "What's up? See you guys later."
Elite
Oh, my
Red
curfew. He's just like, "Don't tell me what to do, you fucking old bastards."
I was like,
Yeah,
what movie's this, please?
yeah. And he gets sprayed with human shit, and he's like, "Fuck this, I'm out of here." And I was like,
Which is an acceptable reaction.
That's an acceptable, especially if you're unwed, newly minted parents, and you just got sprayed with human shit.
If
You're
I
allowed
find
to.
some hoe in a barn that's giving a baby birth and I'm fucking trying to help her and I get sprayed with poop, she's on her own.
I assumed that was his kid. Like who
I
else
mean-
is just helping a cheerleader give birth in a barn?
I don't know. I don't know what movie I'm in.
I don't know. I mean, it was a much more interesting movie. And so then Tom sees this scene, shit in the face, shit covered baby, and he's just like,
I want a
"We
baby.
should do that." Yeah, he's like, "I want to start a family," and she's like,
She's like, with who?
"Yeah," she's like, "Who's the lucky fella that you're gonna adopt a baby with?" Because I seen how you fuck, and no woman's touching you. No, you're gonna have to switch teams and then burn them out.
He's like, what?
He's like, what? This is a real deep dive into my sexuality here, but all right. Yeah, I don't know who sees a B-movie sci-fi horror thing and is just like, I want to have a baby, but that's our Tom that we don't know. And that was the first time I was like, well, I guess he's different. Like, I don't know.
I thought she was gonna be like, put it in your fucking book, asshole.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
And so she's like, no, like we are, and she goes on this whole like our finances fucking suck. What about my visa? What about a green card?
And I'm like,
Oh,
oh, are you telling me something about your characters? You're not just some random chick with a fucking accent? Oh, thank you, movie.
I mean,
Thank
fading accent. And yeah, I was just kind of like, but I didn't understand their problems. I'm like, so does Tom not work? He just like pretends to write on that legal pad Trapper Keeper all day? Like, what the fuck? And then what do you do? Like, that was a perfect time to maybe establish a little bit more about them. Instead, it was just like visa, green card problems, financial problems.
What does anyone do?
I was like, why do you have any financial problems? I don't know what you guys.
I thought you guys are brother and sister. You're just trying to hustle these guys out of 50K.
Like, yeah, we like to fuck. What's the problem?
You're real committed to the role. Don't ever
Really
let them see you not fucking. That's
like,
how they think you're not
Christmas
a brother.
is gonna be weird, super weird, especially when we fuck again. But and so she's kind of not having it. She's just like whatever. And then it's like the next day, she's working on a bunch of stuff on her computer and everything. No internet, so I don't know how she's doing any of it.
Dude,
but
you can use a computer without internet, dude.
you can, but like she was doing multitasking, like computer.
She was on.
like,
maybe she was on Notepad. You don't know.
I don't know, but and then Tom is sitting there pretending to work on his book. Wants to talk about the family thing again.
Tom's like the equivalent of a little kid where you're like, hey, did you do your homework? He's like, yeah, you look, fucking name even written down. He's just, nothing's done.
He erased his name because that's how it
Twice.
works. Like twice. He's just like, I didn't really like how it turned out.
Yeah,
You know? I think I gotta add like a dragon next time, and then he never does. And you're just like, you're a fucking bastard, Tom. Okay. And she's like, finish your book, and then maybe we can talk about it. Which is the biggest. If they were a real married couple, that is the biggest. We're never fucking talking about this because I don't believe you're gonna do anything ever.
Because you're
the answer to that. Yeah.
I married a fucking loser.
That's like, all right, if we pay off all our debt, you can get that new phone. And it's just like, I know how much debt we have. That's it. You just told me never. We're going to be on a different phone by that time. So and he's like, I'm going to go to my office and I'm going to work on it. Okay. And then so he goes to this bullshit office.
Wasn't the office like discovered in them trouncing about in the fucking hide and go seek?
Yeah, on like the first day, and the reveal is so awkward because they open it and he gets like excited like a little kid, like it's really his office, and he just sits down and she pulls out the chair for him and he sits down like, I'm in charge now. And I'm like, that's not even a good writer's desk. That's like glass desk.
Okay,
the table.
This is to me, this represented them kind of like pushing forward together, right? She's like, I know your dream is to be a writer, and I want to basically support you there. Look at this show of support in this visual representation, right? That's kind of how I took it. You look at the desk, it's really whatever. The whole setup's real whatever, right? Yeah. But it's kind of what it means to them in their core relationship. Here's a place you can go, Tom, do your book, succeed for yourself, for me, for us, and now it's going to just, it's a part of our relationship, right? You being this writer and me supporting you. So that's kind of how I took it.
Yeah, but it's just really weirdly acted out.
Well, that's kind of a lot of these things, right? So it's just this kind of really oddly placed tennis match of kind of who's getting fed up with who, but it's really leaning more towards an Eve's favor because she's seeing some like dramatic shit that the viewer's not seeing because the viewer doesn't know the characters.
Yeah.
And that's the constant push in this whole movie is Eve is getting constantly more and more and more just put off by Tom because the way he kisses isn't right. And that's like a big thing.
Yeah, that
later.
one super bothered me because that's a intimate touch type of deal.
Right.
And her just saying it doesn't play well on the camera because I don't, they just look like bad kissers in general because they're actors with no chemistry. I really would have liked to have seen something else, like something different, like maybe some nightly routine that he's changed that they've always had, or just something visually that I could latch onto. Just saying you kiss different was just kind of like, I don't fucking know how you guys kiss. I don't fucking really know if I care. Also, does everyone kiss the exact same way every fucking time their lips touch? I don't think so.
Right. I think it's supposed to have been more of like a sensation and a feeling she gets from the kiss, right?
No, I totally get it. I just don't think it works on camera. That's something written would be interesting, but that doesn't play well as acting, So
like what I would have done is when you have this opportunity to do these montages of days, I would have done like a wash, rinse, repeat thing. You do a couple of those, like we wake up, we do this, we wake up, boom. And then like you said, you'll get to see his mannerisms kind of shift. And then you could just have shots of her noticing it, but not saying anything like, Tom never digs his toes at the table. You know what I mean? He's just got like both feet on the table going, I can't get this little one. And you're just like, is that my Tom?
Doesn't seem like my Tom.
Yeah, my Tom Steve.
He's shitting with the door open. She's like, that's definitely not my Tom. That's not cool.
Honey, I pushed it all out in one big. She's like, I know, I heard.
I heard the door is open, and I'm pretty sure that you found an intercom system in there somehow and put that on the intercom. So,
like something like that. Like
the handler heard. The handler's waiting on you for your turn. Oh, hey, handler. I'll be there in a minute. I just gotta wipe. I gotta find some non-pissed on.
He just comes out with his fucking pants down. She's like, my Tom never leaves the bathroom with his pants down.
My Tom definitely wipes his ass first.
Not with his 2 fingers either. Strange.
He just wipes it on the walls. He's just like, not my house. I don't care.
That means I live here.
This is mine now.
He's basically just Ralph Wiggum now.
Yeah. She's like, you can keep that wall, Ralph. That's your wall. You know?
Yeah, and that's what the movie needed. I needed to show that she was uncomfortable because something wasn't truly there. But you're saying they're a young couple, and then I'm kind of like, well, is it the whole thing of like she's really getting to know him and he fucking sucks? Like, is that
exactly? I kind of took it as that, you know.
Yeah, that's what it is.
The whole twist that I'm sure you also saw coming a mile away as well.
I don't think I saw it coming. I just really didn't want it to be that.
That's seeing it coming, Kevin. I mean, I wasn't like, God, I hope this is it. Oh, it is. Fuck yeah. I was just like, it's disappointing.
Like, so this basically, I don't even know if we should cover it because the whole theme, the whole rest of the second act and the beginning of the third act is nothing but that. Like, Christmas is coming, I guess. And then Tom does something for Christmas. And she's kind of like, we're Jewish, Tom. And he's like, fuck. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of little things. And you're just like.
And so let's just get to the bathroom scene, dude. So she's noticing the belly more and more. And she's like, Tom, I think I'm pregnant. And he's like,
and here's
great.
Here's another thing, is there's like every time there's like 15 rubbers laying over the side of the fucking trash can. Yeah. No lie, I'm like
disgusting. like the aroma of used prophylactics has to be so potent in there that you're just.
I thought it was an adult bookstore for a second.
Booth 12's open. They're just like, oh, this is my bathroom. What the fuck?
Oh, dude, you just do a light knock that puts your dick in the hole. It is this flavor country after that.
I don't ask too many questions, but I think we forgot the part where the only part I liked, Kevin. We've totally forgot about it. It was after the whole dead woman at the door scene. She walks out to the living room, and the handler's voice goes, "You can't trust him."
Oh, yeah.
And you're just like, I like that because it was actually creepy, and I wasn't expecting that. And I was like, oh, that was kind of fucking creepy. And then like that starts to sow this distrust of she's like, why can't I trust Tom?
Yeah, it's hyper evident now, right? Even to the viewer. Now the viewer's just like, what's that mean?
We can't trust Tom, guys. Everyone, we can't trust Tom. Good old Tom. We can't trust Tom. Yeah, fucking, I guess shit in the wall is not a cool thing.
Stop saying we. You're watching this by yourself.
I meant we as the viewers. And then so they kind of call out the handler on that. And then so after the pregnancy thing, she goes and sneaks to talk to the handler again. It's the awkward popcorn thing, right? Where like he kills an entire bowl of popcorn.
Yeah, he's just like, I want popcorn, and he's watching the movie. She's like, no, this is my favorite scene. I like your scene too, where the handler's like, hey man, fuck this dude. She's like, what's that? Yeah. And everything's like falling apart, right? She's just real, fuck this. And then I can't remember if this is towards the end. I think it is he's eating popcorn on there, and she fucking sits down by the couch to watch the Netflix or whatever with him. Yeah. And he's like, and her hair's kind of fucked up, and he's like, you ain't even trying anymore or what?
Oh yeah, no, that is much later. Okay, yeah. So no, she sneaks and talks to the hand. That's later. All right, we're getting too far ahead. But so she talks to the handler. She's like, was that you that told me not to trust him? Like, what the fuck? And she's like, I'm surprised you made it a week. And she's like, what? Because and then it cuts off, and you're like, oh, what is he? A serial killer?
He's a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me?
Again? Oh, man.
Oh, man, poignant album.
And then after no, Odelay. But then so she talks to Tom after the kiss thing. She's like, the handler's telling me not to trust you. And then so Tom's like, oh, we're calling up the handler right now. Handler, what the fuck are you telling my wife? And he keeps referring to her as wife a lot more at this point because of the baby and everything. You think it's just that, or I don't know, something.
Tom had a Karen moment.
Yeah. He did. He's like, I would like to talk to your supervisor. And she's just like, no, it's cool, whatever, you know. And then so she's getting real pissed off with the babiness because she definitely does not want to be pregnant.
She's like, dude, stop talking about babies. The only baby you're getting is baby back ribs. And then he gets quiet. He's like, I want my baby back.
Chili's baby back ribs.
She's like, no, I will not sing it with you. He's like, you fucking hate me.
He's like, all right, well, can we find the commercial on the Netflix thing that we have here? So that only has shitty B-list horror movies on it, by the way. So I think this is the point where does she find the condoms? The condom wrapper.
On one of her piss sessions, because there's the jism dripping out of it. And she's like, what the fuck? And then she goes to inspect it and she starts squeezing it and shooting it around. She's like, dude, there's holes in these rubbers. This motherfucker. And I was like,
no. You can't skip over this, Kevin. It is the absolute best scene of the movie. The drama that it tries to put on. So yeah, she's going to the trash can and she sees the wrapper. And she picks it up and she looks and like slowly pulls it up. And there's this bullet-sized hole in the fucking condom wrapper. And I was like, what the
fuck? Like, uh-oh, you're in trouble.
like what it, and then like this is after she's already like squeezed some condoms and stuff and got like cum on her fingers. And she's just like, Wednesday, I'm used to it. But and I was just like, if the hole was that big, I don't think there'd be anything really. There wouldn't be that enough for you to squeeze out. It would just be in the bottom of that trash can, and it'd be gross.
No, and they haven't been doing it as much lately, right? Like she
put him real handsy.
Yeah, she put him on timeout.
And God, I'm trying to remember the order here, but at some point. They do Christmas, and I guess they do Christmas first. So they do Christmas. She sets up. She's like, I'm sorry, I've been difficult. They do Christmas. She gives him a movie, and he's just like, I love it. And she's just like, you hate that movie. That's why I gave it to you. It's a joke gift. And then he gives her the curling iron that we also saw in the flashback, and she's like, oh, wow. And I guess that's what happens. Yeah, she gets pissed and throws the curling iron in the trash can, discovers the jisms.
Yeah.
And then that's when she comes out and he's like, not doing any effort tonight.
And I laugh.
Yeah. And then so he's killed an entire bowl of popcorn. Okay, he's at the bottom. They have like another little rift between them. And he's like, I'm gonna get some more popcorn. And I was like, dude, that's a lot of popcorn.
No,
okay?
Dude, like,
you're gonna have a bloated
popcorn.
gut.
No, it's all light and easy to eat. And people love it and shit.
Not that much, man. He's gonna have a bloated gut.
Like, listen, everybody but you have said motherfuckers can kill popcorn like it's going out of style. You're the only one who's pissing on mass amounts of popcorn. I don't even
bags of popcorn. That's too much.
Nah, dude, you see what comes out of the tube? That shit was little.
It was a normal pack of popcorn. We saw it. They ordered it previously. Anyway, so she talks to the handler again, and I forget what they say.
No, the handler's changed. The director comes on because the handler's gone.
No, this is where the handler gets kicked off because she talks to her one more time. Because she's like, I have like 20 seconds.
Oh yeah.
She's like, he's playing you, and then that's it. And then we get this weird, shitty camera angle thing. I mean, kudos to this guy for trying all these camera angles. Most of them didn't make sense. Like the Evil Dead one where they go outside the house for whatever reason.
Yeah, that was like, weird.
Run it. I was like, why are you doing? Because then you get there and it's not like anyone's looking in or anything. I was like, what the fuck did you do that? That was stupid.
Yeah. So basically we punch outside the house and you see kind of the layout of the whole home. And the Evil Dead shot where there's like the ghost when he after he reads from the Necronomicon, basically the
Yeah.
evil energy that comes towards the cabin. You kind of get that shot, but it's ground level and it's just moving. It's hauling ass, and then it swipes into the house, and then we cut to something. It really doesn't serve a purpose.
No purpose at all. Just like I just wanted to do this and cool.
Yeah, it's visually
Hey, kudos for
interesting,
you.
but
But
it
you have
doesn't.
to punch in on something interesting, and it's just them being a couple. You're like,
Yeah, it
okay,
doesn't work. Like if you would have like done that, and then like the Tempur-Pedic lady would have popped up or something, I would have been like,
or
all
if
right,
it
that's cool.
just zooms in on like one of the two couples, so you're just like, oh, what's up with them? But it was both of them, so it was kind of like, are they both evil?
Yeah,
Are they
that
both
should have been
dead?
more of a reveal of something intense, like a big pivot or beat change in the story. That's you don't want to pull that shit out just for funsies, and that's how it kind of felt. Yeah, no, I noticed that too. I mean, like I was very interested when that happened, and then when I was like, oh, nothing happened.
Yeah.
So,
So she goes to the office and she reads his story, and she gets to the second page. There's a dot dot dot, and she's like, "Huh,
ellipsis.
that's that's the same amount I read in the conference room, 2 pages or a page and a half. I mean, really like
Dedicated
1 page if you take off the dedication."
dedication to my love, Eve.
And then she flips it, and it's all baby names.
Baby names.
It's a lot of baby names. Like like babynames.com. Like he just
Yeah.
copied several hundred pages of it. It's just every name, like no rhyme or reason. Fucking 2 columns of boys, 2 columns of girls for pages upon pages. And it's probably the most unsettling thing in the entire movie. Because I was like, what the fuck is this? Why? This is all he's been doing? Like, you could check on him a little sooner. So, and then so she's just like, I read your book. And he's just like,
It sucks.
sucks. I hated the ending. Zemeckis? That's not a name. All right, Tom? All right? Zemeckis is not a name. That's made up. You're full of shit. I needed a Z. It felt so empty without a Z name. And so they get into another fight. And God, I'm trying to remember. Does she? When does the?
What do you got?
Oh, doesn't she? They go to bed. Isn't this the part like after they fight and then they go to bed and she takes a knife?
Yeah. She's got a steak knife with her, like or a big ass fucking cutting knife, carving knife, or whatever. And
no, they drink first. I'm sorry, they drink first. But I forget what they do.
The tub.
Yeah, there's something before that though. They fight and then.
No, yeah, because this is all right. We'll just get to this part. They do this little tub game, like
I think I'm out of order, but I can't.
it's
I can't
very
tell.
easy to get out of order. The movie doesn't leave this location, and like I said, it's a lot of the same things happening, just to different like levels, right? So it slowly, and I'm talking slowly, progresses.
We spend so much unnecessary time in this house. What could have been character development.
And you're
to
like,
make the house
yeah,
worth it.
exactly. And you're like, is this sleeping with the enemy? Is that what this is? And it just slowly goes up and up and up, and then it kind of like just hits its threshold with this like she's figured it out, right? She's like,
Yeah.
I think Tom's a scumbag. He's trying to get me pregnant, but fuck him. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna make my big move. I don't know really what it is, but it might involve stabbing this motherfucker.
Yeah.
So they're sitting in the tub, they're playing this game, and he's kind of like she's basically, I assume, trying to get him to lower his guard, right?
Yeah.
So he's getting more comfortable. They're kind of bullshitting, playing games. No character development
It's
now.
Never have I ever.
Yeah, never, not interested. And they keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then he's just like, well, I guess I'm going to.
Well,
She's
the
like,
weird. You
I'm
can't skip
outta
over
here.
all of them because the weird one is never have I ever been married. And he's like, that's a dumb one. You drink.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just kind of like, it's like the most glaring, obvious thing of like, oh, this guy doesn't know that they're not married. So what's up with this guy?
Right.
You know,
So
you're just like, what's up with him? Like
she-
super more than ever.
so she no sells it, right? She's just like,
Yeah.
hmm. And he's just kind of like, whatever. And she excuses herself, and then she doubles back and leaves. And
no, they do that. Never have I ever. She says, tried to get someone pregnant. And then she's like, and then she's like, fucking drink. And he's just like, hey, it's not a big deal. And she's just like, fuck you, Tom, like, type of deal. And then she's like, I'm gonna go get more wine or whatever. And then and that's when she gets the steak knife, and then she just goes to bed, she puts it under, and he's just like, hey, you didn't come back. And like he's feeling like he's all wind up. He's ready for love making, some action.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, I'm cold or whatever, and he's like,
I'm frigid.
Yeah. And so he's like, I'll warm you up with some titty twisters. And he's like, he goes under, he's like, beep, 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 beep. And she's like, get off. And then he's like, gives us like fucking just like, oh, that's not going to stop me. I'm Tom.
He gets no play.
Yeah. Then he tries to go for the honey pot. And then she's like, get the fuck off, man. And he's just like, you're my wife. I will do. And then she's like, nah, not today, motherfucker. And then fucking slashes his hand and runs away and
runs back, locks herself in the bathroom. And this bathroom has like a glass door too.
Yes.
And I'm like, so I guess I don't have to leave the door open to take a shit. You can see me straight up.
Yeah. But Tom still does it. And so she plugs on the hot
it's a curling iron, yeah.
She plugs in the curling iron and she's like, I'm getting this baby.
She sits down, she spreads her legs, and she's like, yeah, you're going to ride fucking Splash Mountain. And they're fucking, you're like, oh, no, wait.
Shoves the hot, I mean, it didn't have a lot of time to warm up, but I assume it was new, so it heated up pretty decently. Shoves it just forcefully into her hootenanny.
People are like, what's that, dude?
In the vagina.
Her love tunnel.
Oh yeah, that's so much better than what a hootenanny was when they knew the love tunnel. Fucking whatever. So Tom's like, no, my baby. Breaks the glass. The fucking power goes out somehow. I think
because he flips the fucking hair curler into the tub and it shorts out the.
Yeah, which I thought she was gonna like just straight up electrocute him.
That's what I thought. I thought she was gonna toast her in the oven, his ass.
Yeah, and I was like, that's the only way you thought of how to get rid of the baby was to
fall down some stairs.
They're in a ranch style home, but
go on the roof, fall off.
They can't get out, Kevin.
They can't.
I mean, there's other ways. I mean, she could just.
How did the fucking number one get on the pill?
Curling iron. A heated curling iron. That's the only thing you could think of. It's like, first of all, the tip that's gonna do the most damage, that part's not hot. Like, what the fuck?
It's gonna be like a lightsaber. It's gonna seal her right up.
Yeah.
That's the thing though, is like that's supposed to be like the horror part, like the real hardcore, like, oh shit, but it wasn't, because that's visually, uncomfortable, right? So yeah, he gets, I don't know, pushed to the limits of Tomness. And he's just like, no. And he's like, and the power's off. So the cameras are down. And he was like, listen, you're my fucking wife. That's my fucking kid. This happens again, you're dead. I'll kill you. I will fucking end you. I'm Tom. And then she's just like, she's just like freaking out because, like it hurts.
Yeah.
And
she just violated her own vagina with a hot curling iron.
Hey, man,
to get rid of a baby that has grown. And she even points out that it's grown exponentially fast, and they put a really bad bodysuit on her, and I was like, oh my God, she's going to have stretch marks. But
that's the least of her fucking concerns right now.
Yeah, I mean, but, So,
stick the curling iron in your fucking gooch and see what happens.
I mean, this was before the curling iron part, but fine. And so Tom's like, don't fucking get us kicked out of this.
Wait,
and
okay.
You're just like,
here's the thing.
She just lit up her vagina. I think you guys are done.
Camera's off, man. That didn't happen.
No, that happened on camera.
They lost the footage.
We lost the footage. Roll back the last 25 seconds. Oh, we lost it. Damn,
And they're
really
gonna have
lost it.
cameras in the bathroom. They never once showed cameras in the bathroom. They showed them in like the neutral areas and stuff. So I mean, that's why I was like, all right, movie, I'll let you have this one. Another thing
Why?
is,
Don't let them have anything.
well, I mean, I'm trying to stay in the realms that they created, right?
Hmm.
So another thing is she's pregnant and she's showing with this compression shirt, and it's not massive, either that or she just looks like she's got a beer belly. Wouldn't we end the project? Like it's
If someone was like rapidly pregnant, yes.
right. So
Seems like
like,
there's a lot of things that would have ended. I mean, there's also the part where they try to sedate her more,
yeah,
and I'm like,
they're like
she's
upper pills.
yeah, but they already know she's pregnant at that point. I'm like, I don't think you're supposed to. I think you're supposed to consult with a physician. I'm pretty
Hey,
sure we should just have her
I'm
visit
the
a
fucking
physician.
director. I say
Because yeah,
upper
she.
fucking pills, you upper
Oh, and
fucking.
we forgot the best part. She says 929 to him, and he's like, "What's that? What are you talking about?" And you're just like, "Oh no, that's not my Tom." Because he doesn't know that that was the code word. She's like, "We need to get out of here. Like, if I'm pregnant, we need to explore our options and stuff." He's like, "There's no options. That's my baby." Like, no. And then the bathtub, scene and all that shit. But yeah, they try to sedate her. They try to disavow Roe versus Wade. I mean, it's you're really fighting for Eve at this point.
Listen,
But,
man, you sign up for 50K, you better be ready to do whatever. If they want you to have a baby, you're having it.
you're having it. You're having it there in a barn, possibly.
If your dude,
spray shit on everyone.
if your man wants you to give up that poo na na, you're doing it. That's it. 50K.
PK, it's not a lot when you think about it, and fucking rest of your life and your moral compass, but 50K.
30 days you could make $50,000. Could you and your wife do it?
Yeah, 30 days. Yeah.
Oh, you guys, I'll buy sundown first day.
No, I mean, no, we perfected the art of leaving each other alone, though.
You just walk out of the house, had enough, we're done. The director's like, I didn't even start the clock yet.
I didn't even, how the fuck did you even get out of the house? Oh, I broke free. That's what I was spending all my 15 minutes in there doing, just breaking the goddamn door open.
I said, fuck it.
Fucking about.
Director's like, well, I guess they're out.
Yeah, I mean, unless they're just looking for people with intentionally icy marriages, most people could just like I've done 30 days in my house right now for no one gave me 50K. Like, what the fuck, So
yeah, but
if anything, someone owes me 150K. So
listen, everybody's like, no one's paying whatever you're asking, sir. Please stop.
No, it's outrageous. And so fuck this new couple.
But, I mean, that's the thing. Like the Tempur-Pedic couple, like they were a new couple, but they were older, and so you figure like, oh, they're gonna make it. They're wise. They know who they are. They're older people. They've lived life. You know what I mean? They were super out. I was like, man, they barely made it.
Mark in accounting, he fucking made some money that day. He was just like, fuck yeah. I knew it. I knew when she brought up the pillow.
Those fucking sleep number bitches out by 11.
Yeah, she carrying the fucking handler every day. Every day.
Extra 20K, bitch dies. Everybody's just like, wow.
I'm like, damn. He nailed it. When he nails it, he nails it. That's why we don't let Mark in the pool usually. So
cleans up. He cleans it up.
He cleans up good. I mean, fucking accountant. He's probably laundering dirty money too. Yeah. So, and then so he's like, you better play nice. Otherwise we're getting our asses kicked out. And so she's just kind of like acting comatose and shit. He cooks,
pancakes, dude, and he dishes them out in the weirdest way I've ever seen anyone dish out pancakes.
Weird. Like it just screamed, please acknowledge this man as a serial killer. I guess I was like,
listen, I'm gonna dive through the fucking window to get away from the way this guy's serving pancakes.
The director came to me and was like, I need you to serve them on the biggest stainless steel knife ever, and you need to cut through a pancake stack.
Tom, I want you to serve these the craziest way you could think, besides throwing them at her face. That would have been more normal.
Yeah. If he was like, cheese challenge. She's like, this is a pancake. He's like, whatever. I mean, I don't have the fucking internet right now. I'm bored as shit.
Dated.
Yeah, he fucking cuts through the stack of pancake, but like I want you to not picture like he's cutting through a pancake. I mean, like
cutting
he's
to
cutting
eat them
through
or
a
cutting
gap. Like he's counting.
He like so there's two of them, and these aren't even like pancakes. These are like fucking like
whoever
massive
fucking made
flapjacks. Are huge, right? They look like loaves of bread. He puts his
their recipe was shit. It was definitely whole grain, and they were cooked poorly. Whoever cooked them didn't know how to cook a fucking pancake. I'm just gonna say that.
They're like, right? Fuck you, dude.
Hey, no, fuck them, okay? Because I've made pancakes that looked like that. They taste horrible, and I had to start all over, okay? And they used about 20 of them. So I'm just saying.
They probably showed well on camera.
They did not, because we're both talking about how poorly they looked on camera.
It's just how he interacts with them, man. Like, man. The food's not even important. They don't even
draw that much attention to them, make them look like actual pancakes, not like weird.
They're the centerpiece of this long shot of this dining table.
I thought he fucked up and made her French toast and forgot her favorite thing.
Dude, I thought he was serving her like just logs of wood.
He gave no butter and no syrup, and she fucking ate that dry, gross ass pancake.
She needed the carbs.
She asked, so after he cuts himself 2 off, she's like, "Can I have a knife?" And I was like, "What are you guys eating? Are those pancakes?" Because
then
who needs a knife?
He was like,
she was literally trying for a knife again already. I was like, "Damn, chick, you're bold."
He's like, "No, you're good." And you looked over the knife box or whatever.
Empty.
Yeah, he took all the poking instruments away.
Yeah, I mean, who knows where he put them in a locked house, but.
He hid him, He probably hide him in the fucking bookcase, dude. You could stare 20 minutes and not fucking find him.
He's like, I put it in the record player. Like, we really haven't listened to music since. I was just hoping you'd play me a ditty and you'd find all the knives. But
yeah, man, music's expensive. You can't just play any goddamn soundtrack.
She's like, "Where's my Tom?" And he's like, "What are you talking about? We're on camera." And she's like, "Listen, I will go with you. Just give me back my Tom. Like, just tell me he's safe. And I'll go wherever, do whatever. And he's just like, "You're my wife. I don't know what you're talking about." And then I guess they do actually have music playing or something. It's like the only other song in the...
there's Christmas music used throughout. There's another. It was another music bed. I can't recall what it was.
No, it was also Christmas. You're right. Yeah, it was. And so he's like, "You love this song," and he forces her to dance, and the dance is just as awkward as the pancake dishing out.
Well, here's the thing: you find out why he's acting the way he is and how awkward he is, and I gave it to them a little bit because you're like It's this red, I don't want to say red herring. It's just this massive, like, Tom ain't all right. The kids ain't all right. Something's up with Tom.
And at this point, I'll admit, I was kind of like, is it Tom or is it Eve? Like, they want me to believe it is Tom. And I was kind of like, man, it'd be really cool if it wasn't Tom. Like, if Tom was kind of weirdly the normal one and it was actually all Eve.
Right.
And it didn't do that, but... It would have been nice if they had, because it was like, oh, okay. But yeah, so she backs a fork. She's like, "Fine, you're gonna take the knives. I'll use a fork." Like, I was like, I commend.
Dude, I would have been like, "Bitch, eat these with your hands. You get nothing.
You get nothing." Okay, these pancakes are delicious. There's no syrup. There's no butter.
There's syrup on the table though.
So just. Yeah, but she didn't use it. So
she likes them dry, dude. What are you?
Who likes a dry fucking pancake? I mean, that thing was already dry as fuck. Okay.
Pantene critique.
My Pantene critique. Yeah.
Her hair was beautiful and soft, but the pancakes were dry and musty.
Yeah. So they're dancing. She's asking where Tom is and all this shit, and
he's like, "Shut up."
Yeah, he's like, "I'm Tom. You're my wife. That's
my child. I love my family. Family.
And she's like, fork. She just forks this motherfucker so hard in the side.
So
I don't know how she got that deep of penetration, but this motherfucker goes down. He like fucking. Ali just nailed his ass. He was just like
his kidneys, everything's just shredded.
Yeah, I mean she's just crying and stabbing him. He's just like, "Oh God, you really forked me a lot." Like, how'd you get such deep penetration with the fork?
He falls over and he's like, fork you too.
She's like, see, I am a dad.
Dad jokes.
And then she takes the knife that he left because it's going to, I guess, come in hand. And then runs to the bedroom where she heard and could see through the wall at one point of the handler talking. And she's like, oh, we're not in the house. We're in the facility. So she does not use the knife. And she kind of awkwardly kicks this drywall for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, you got to explain this a little better. She goes back to where the doors pierced the wall from earlier. And she glanced down there and it's almost like this, I don't know, like this ventilation rafter shit. She can see like soldiers walking by, and that's your first kind of like, we're not in the fucking house we think we are. And so
which makes that outside shot even more confusing.
Right. So she starts breaking down this drywall, breaking it down. It turns into like this closet. It's got like cables and looks like there's a router type shit in there. And she works her way down and then she drops, and we're in a completely different set piece. Like it's a fucking
we're in a
facility of where I forget the company's name.
Millennium Project.
And she's like wandering the halls and stuff, and she's like, oh shit, where's this? And I think she's bleeding too, right?
No.
She just got his blood on her or whatever. Right?
His blood's on her. But she's reading the different names, like.
Yeah, so like her gooch is still sore, right? So she's walking with like a limp.
She's holding the baby bump for sure, you know.
Yeah, and I mean her roast beef is fucking charred, so she's like,
you know. There's a lot of chafing down there. Like she's like kind of glad she's got the compression leggings on still, but at the same time she's a little nervous to take them off each time. So let's just say she's not putting back toilet paper anymore. Okay, so it's going into the toilet.
This super secret facility that conducts these experiments are clearly labeled on the door, and they are left open.
Secret shit 1, super secret shit 2.
Yeah, no doors. It's all open. No key cards. I don't really see any cameras. It's just kind of a free for all. She wanders in door number 1, and then what does she see, Dustin?
She sees the handler over
and over
beds, and she sees a bunch of people's faces on a fake screen in the background, and copying in progress and percentages and shit. And
because she's entered the clone room, it literally says the clone room on the door.
She's gone into the clone room,
and you're like,
not in the incubator room anymore, but the clone room next door.
I see. Oh
yeah, and there's the handler, and you're just like, oh gee, I wonder who the handler is. And so then we had already heard kind of when she was breaking through that the director was like sending armed guards. They're very private sector rent-to-hire guys.
They're private sector to the nines.
But like kind of like the budget private sector. So
they're like when you
like bring your own private sector uniform today.
Bring your own MP7.
Yeah. Bring your own air pistols, please. We need them. We don't have a budget, and we're not going to give you SAG. And so she, like, the director comes in, and she decides she's going to just jack this one clone and wake her ass up. And he's like, no, don't do it. And he stops the soldiers from shooting her up, just lighting her up and ending it.
Because he's like, he can't lose a clone because the clones are all cooking at different levels. You fuck one up.
All important to him.
He's making up a copy of a copy of a copy for what it feels like to me. And he's like, oh, I need that copy to finish before I can have it finished copied her.
He's like, this one's the FLAC one. That's MP3. That's the copy of the MP3. It's kind of, the sound quality is not great. So we got to go back to the MP3 and try it.
But this FLAC file is fucking huge.
Fucking huge. And we just don't have the hard drive space anymore. Okay. I mean, I tried Wave, but that's even bigger for some goddamn reason. I don't even know why.
I'm going to tell you right now. Nothing's playing this shit unless you have a super. Like, what the fuck?
She's just like, all right, I gotta kill this clone if you don't shut up about fucking music files, you dick. And he's just like, okay, calm down. They're all FLAC files. Okay, they're all important to me.
He does a Scream ending where he's like, I bet you want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
But I'm like, not really, dude.
Not really, but I kind of figured when we were doing this weird standoff. Oh, and she's like, kick all your guns over to me.
Yeah, she's smart. I
All
like
these
her.
boners. Yeah, but it's such a long, awkward moment of them taking it off, kicking it through beds and shit. Like one guy's like, oops, oops, oops. Okay, there it is.
And I think it is an MP7 she picks up. So it looks like a Uzi, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty nice. And then I was like, does she have any? Oh, she's holding that thing like she's serious about it.
She holds that thing like she's from that part of Ireland. Like, and you're just like, oh, okay. I mean, we didn't really establish that, but okay.
That's something I added to her character. I don't know if the accent's even close, but fuck it.
It's not, but I mean, it's the best I could do. It's the best I could give her, you know?
I'll give it.
Yeah, so break it down, Kevin. He's like, here's the movie.
He's like, you might recognize this clone as my wife because it is. He's like, but it's our handler. It's also my wife. And what I've done is I cloned her because I can't live without her. Yeah, what the fuck you cloned us for? Give me my original Tom. I knew something was up. He's like, yes, something was very up. Remember when I showed you the two monarchs? Basically, I'm cloning people, and they. So what's this whole honeymoon thing about? I don't know.
I don't know. This is to get couples in here. So, like the general idea is he is trying to so he has his wife's DNA, obviously, but there's always something like he's like butterflies. They remember their entire genetic code, but I'm not getting something quite right. So what I do is I clone, one of the couples, and I keep trying. I get more and more information so that I know kind of, I guess, the plug and play of what he's missing for his wife.
I assume
that part doesn't make any sense because I'm just like, how's that ever going to help you? If you're missing the information, you're missing the information. I don't see how you're going to rewrite it with other people's information.
Yeah, well, I thought it was more of like each time he does a clone, maybe that information works in this one and it didn't make the cut in the other one, right? So he's trying to piece together a super pie, and then the super pie is going to be her with all her memories before she passed. That's kind of what I thought he was doing, but it wasn't really clear.
And then again, why do you need the other couples? How does that help you?
And yeah, it really didn't pertain to Tom or Eve's journey because I was like, well, why are you cloning a bunch of Toms to confuse Eve? Are you trying to find the part where...
Yeah, if all your experiments end with the clone killing the person, then like the pillow people... What's the point of the experiment? How does that help?
Is that another movie? The Pillow People?
The Tempur-Pedic.
Actually,
the Tempur-Pedic pillow.
No, I like that title. I think that'd be cool for like a horror movie about nightmares or something for little kids. But yeah, like I was just kind of like, well, you have this couple. Like, are you waiting to see, did she die in your honeymoon phase? And you're trying to like sink in the perfect time where she didn't feel shitty about you and you can keep her in the honeymoon phase? As like, is that where you're trying to find when the brain fires or something or leaves a pattern? Or like, I was making up my own movie at this fucking point. I was just like, what?
Yeah, the movie does not want to cover, because the movie's just like, clones. That's why Tom was weird, and you're just like,
it's
I didn't
clones.
know that guy. I guess he was weird when he did the pancake thing. Then I knew. Then when I saw the bullet hole size hole in the condom, I had my suspicions that he was a little weird.
Because then they're trying to think that, okay, Eve really doesn't know Tom and he's a predator and he's going to take advantage of this whole 30 days and get that family because, like, dude, I was like, all right, I guess. But then the movie's just like, how about clones? And you're like, what? I guess. But then why copy them? Like, unless he needs the final piece and experimenting on them and their environment. That's the thing I don't really kind of understand of like, it's like two different movies, two different ideas.
The other problem is like they keep saying they're doing this brain data, and the brain data comes from them asking these questions every day. But
you never see any of that.
Yeah, we never go to that. We see them take off the visors one more time, and that's it. So the only question we ever hear them answer is their names, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Well, see, that's why I'm saying it needed a wash, rinse, repeat of that, of just that day in and day out monotony of answering the questions, and then the questions maybe he responds to a question and she kind of hears it going, that's how you feel? You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
never knew that. Like,
Or they should have been using the office and like answering questions privately, because obviously they were both
anything.
uncomfortable answering truthfully in front of each other, which is even more of like,
That could have been an
like,
evolution of them answering questions. You know what I mean? She's gonna be like,
yeah,
we've separated you today because we saw how, your fucking heart rate spiked when he fucking said this response. He said you got a fucking hairy asshole and you shouldn't, and you got upset. And then Tom was just like, well, why can't she just rub a fucking wax back there? And then that's why you wanted to burn it off with a hair curler. You know what I mean? Like just something to give me an action to a reaction. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That would have helped the characters and been like,
Well, and it would have set up this whole clone thing a lot better too.
yeah. And then
it's just you never believe that this experiment is even remotely true. And then the baby thing, it was just like, what? Do you want your clones popping out like super growing babies? Is that like part of the experiment too? Like,
did it
like,
take,
is that what you're using? I don't know.
Is that part of Tom's like inner psyche? Is he's always wanted a family, so now each time he gets cloned, that keeps getting pushed to the forefront where he's obsessive about it, because now the clone's like, I can only focus on having a baby no matter what. And
Yeah.
I've left all the writing behind. Like there could have been so many character things for Tom. Oh, I'm a writer. Oh, what did you do? I'm going to bring this old school typewriter. This is a character device for me. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then they're like, you're allowed to have one personal possession. Something. Just to see how you guys interact.
Well, that goes back to like the rules that don't exist and stuff.
Exactly, dude. Like there's nothing to really establish them as I give a shit, right? Because then I can have been like, oh, Tom's always the writer. He's always clear. He's always making up fantasy shit in his head. He's creating all of this. Or she's the writer. You know what I mean? Or like,
yeah.
And then I could be like, oh, she's just being a typical crazy woman, LOL. And she's just acting real fucking nuts about it. And Tom's like, no, I really am the killer. And she's like, I fucking knew it. And he's like, I'm also a clone. I had to see how you would react. Anything.
Yeah, it's just the so yeah, just all right. Well, so she's like, bring me my. I don't want to get into it yet. Bring me my Tom. And I said they bring a Tom. You're just like, all right.
They bring any Tom. He's fucked up too.
He's fucked up too, and you're just like, okay.
Are they in the back beating Tom's asses all day?
Yeah, they're just like, this clone's particularly annoying.
Next Tom, bring him in.
Shut up about this stupid novel, but he only has 2 fucking pages.
He's a shitty writer. I heard the fucking ending. It's clones.
It's fucking clones.
That's what I thought was going to happen too. Is like she found his book or whatever, and he just writes all these clone things down. And like I thought each clone was going to add to the book or something and kind of give it away. And she's like, "What the fuck? I read your book." And he's going to be like, "Well, they thought we should write it." Is he like Borg and sitting there and they all have the same fucking?
Yeah. Anything would have been more interesting than creepy list of 1,000 baby names. It's just like, God, I was like, pick one, asshole. Start there.
I felt bad for whoever had to write that shit down.
I know, horrible job. It was probably the director. He relished in it. He was just like, fucking Mackenzie.
He was like, hey, you PA, I'm not paying anything. If you want fucking Lays at Subway, you're going to write down all these fucking names. And then you're going to go get the Subway. And if I see one bag of Lays in there, I'm going to fucking fire you.
He's like, this is fucking the state of Pennsylvania's money I'm spending, so fucking make it look good. They're like, oh, God.
Do I get the Lays or not? What the fuck?
No, you don't get the fucking Lays. You get Sun Chips. It's fucking disgusting. Let's get the right Sun Chips. Shut up. Don't shit on my joke. So yeah, a beat up Tom is produced. He goes to her. She's like, yeah, you're him, I guess. And then she just fucking lights up the sky.
Yeah, so she shoots through the clone, or she shoots the handler, she shoots the doctor, she shoots all. She like fucking.
Yeah, she shoots the handler first. The doctor's like, no, and
then she gets a bullet. She gets a fucking quad kill, Kilimanjaro. Just
she Kilimanjaro. Killing spree.
Everything in the room, and I was like, "Wow, those are real people. Those are clones.
Those are not clones."
Eve, you've murdered some people.
So you have give them some food for thought. Yeah, she murdered some people, and I'm just gonna say to people, we never unpack that. That is,
she's killed.
Never. The next time you see her, she's happy and getting married. Okay, I'm just gonna spoil that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
okay, here's the part where I'm just like, Eve is real kind of
CG blood and the bullets and how these soldiers suck and just stood there and were like, shoot me.
I don't care about that. It's a low to no budget, man. I can't beat these guys up for their special effects. That's not fair to me.
No, I was talking more about the that's
I guess they just stood there and pretend to fall over.
Yeah.
So for Eve, she has her Tom, right?
She has her Tom.
She doesn't go to Tom. She doesn't say, "Kiss me right now." What's it? Tell me 92. The DC 52. What'd you think about that? Was it a waste of time? He's like, yeah, I hated it. He's like, you're my Tom. You know what I mean?
You're my Tom. You definitely didn't like the Savage Hawkman, right? He's like, no, it's fucking horrible. It's fucking real shitty. I don't care how decent the art was. It was shit. It was real shitty. I mean, God, I can't even begin to talk. Like, Plastic Man would have done better. She's like, all right, fuck it. I get it. You're my fucking Tom. Just shut up. All right,
I get it. You read all of it. Jesus, loser. What do you think about that Jimmy Olsen thing? She was like,
oh, don't even get me started on fucking Superman's best friend. Why wasn't he retconned? Huh? Why'd they fuck that up? Why'd they do that, huh? Still his friend? Should have been like reintroducing the relationship. Why'd Superman get to keep his entire fan base? And why'd they shit on it after Morrison left, huh?
Tom, we gotta go. They're gonna send more clones to shoot us.
Guy fucking ruins everything he touches. She's like, all right, I get it. You're my goddamn Tom.
Yeah, save it for your blog. I thought you won't write because you don't write anything.
He's like, I started. I got a title.
It's called I Hate the New 52.
I hate the New 52. Maybe.
Is anyone that's like 10 years old?
They're just like, Tom, no one even cares anymore. Like DC's barely a company. Okay.
It survived it, Tom.
They hired a guy from Blizzard for marketing.
Oh, shit.
It's like, what the fuck were they thinking? This guy's like, yeah, I did esports. I could fucking handle a comic book company. I was like,
that's what you want to call it.
I would have loved to be on that interview.
So, like,
who am I up against? The esports guy? Yeah, I could fucking do it.
Like, Eve doesn't respond. Like, Eve's like kind of too cool for school right now, and she's not
like, hey, these people have been lying and full of mistrust. They brought me a Tom. Let's go, Tom.
Yeah, and they're like, all right, well, since this is a double movie, or clones, or there's more than one character, when are we going to do the it's not me, it's him? No, I'm the real one. Oh, my God, right now, this scene, the next scene?
Right now, in the hallway, outside of the clone room, in front of the incubator room, they're just like, we're going to have a Tom showdown.
I was like, oh, God. Is this Gemini Man?
Tom. It's like, oh, God.
I didn't see that either. What's that one he did? Didn't it have like Obi-Wan in it where it was two of them? And it's still Michael Bay.
Oh, the island.
Yeah. Was that Obi-Wan?
Yeah, all the clones were illegal illegal body parts for rich people, basically. Like, they cloned themselves, so if they ever needed like a kidney from themselves,
right,
they would have that. And
just a bunch of Obi-Wans running around. I'd rather watch that.
That was when Obi-Wan was just like, kind of questioning what I'm doing with my career.
If that's what you want to call it, woohoo! Never saw it. I saw bits and pieces.
Yeah, no, I saw it. It was horrible. And I asked me a part of. I know Steve Buscemi was in it for maybe 35 seconds.
Oh, he's great. I'll probably check it out then.
No, he was very Steve Buscemi in it. So it was like, hey, can you just do the Armageddon Steve Buscemi again? And he was like, okay, but only for like 35 seconds. And they were like,
do the Ghost World, Steve.
He's like, I don't want to.
I don't remember that.
But yeah, so they do the showdown. 929 comes up. She's like, kiss me, Tom. This is the Tom she walked out of the room with, I should mention. And a great line. He's just like, oh, God, you don't even know anymore, do you? And I was just like, that's the evil Tom. That's something the evil Tom would say.
Mm-hmm.
And so she backs away. She's still got the gun. And they're both giving their best
it's not me,
reports.
It's him.
Yeah, it's not me, it's him. Remember the Photoshop of London because you missed me. I guess that's 929 that happened. We don't.
I assume that's.
I assume that
was his best. That was his favorite vacation.
That's my favorite vacation. She's like, I photoshopped that, Tom, and it's very apparent because it's a poor Photoshop.
Oh, and
So,
Dustin,
yeah.
Buscemi, Boardwalk Empire. I brought it all back. I told you I could do it. You guys were waiting on bated breath. Was he going to do it?
I see. He set me up with the island. He didn't know it, but he did it.
It was a long con. The
Air.
longest, some might say.
Con Air. There you go.
Ooh.
Also, Steve Buscemi's in
Well
that.
played.
There you go. And so she's like, I don't even know which Tom's mine. I was like, are you sure either of these Toms are yours? I mean, you just saw a room of 12 clones. Why are
by
these
the
two?
way, after
only
she
two you have?
unloaded that MP7 on the fucking room, she grabbed some dude's 45 and was just like, listen, I'm got this Desert Eagle. If it even if it misses, it hits.
They threw over more semi-automatic machine guns to her, but she's very capable with them, but she's like, nah, pistol is how you run with an injured Tom that's been forked a lot. And so she
and an injured tuna fish.
Yeah, and a blistering lady parts. So she decides to take this handgun and just point it at the baby, because in her mind, evil Tom will definitely not want her to shoot a baby in her stomach.
And dude, that's the move where you're just like, oh my gosh, she did kill herself, because you never really find, you really never really know of when is she gonna fucking off herself, because she just can't take this movie anymore.
Yeah, she's like, nah, I got another 10 in me. So
another 10 minutes and I'm out.
So one of them goes, no, don't. That's all he says. No, don't. Not my family or anything. Any of the indicators that he said before. And the other one goes, do it, Eve. Do it.
Smoke
and so
that
she
baby.
decides, do it, Eve, do it is her Tom. The one telling her to light it up in her stomach. And so she shoots the no, don't Tom. The one that was probably like, hey, a gunshot's still a gunshot. Don't do that to yourself, because I love you. And then the other one is like, do it, fucking kill the baby, shoot it through the belly, bow, 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 bow.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, so she leaves with do it, Tom. And then they go get married in like the same high rise that the Millennium Project was in. And we'd see some of the vows. It's really pathetic. There's no witnesses because they can't have any extra cast. They used it all in the fucking clone room. And then they're making wedding love. And apparently through their conversation they have not had sex since leaving. We do another cut to Weirdo Beardo. He's like, she lost the baby, because she starts bleeding right as they leave.
Yeah.
Like a lot of blood.
Yeah.
And then she has a C-section scar, and I don't think
whatever.
I don't think that's how you do that. Like, just, from my own worldly experience, that's not how that would happen. But she's got a C-section scar. And so they're going to consummate their marriage. And she's like, get a condom. Because I still don't believe in birth control. Like,
after this, it's her problem now.
Yeah, I'm just like, how could you ever trust just a condom ever again? Like, I would have plan B. With him specifically. But like, I would have plan B in the fridge. I would have fucking birth control.
Dude,
like,
she should have the shit up her ass, in her arm, like in her cooch. Yeah. Like, dude, there should be just her hormones should be so
ready to
up.
Go at the drop of a fucking hat. You know,
she probably can't even tell what time it is. She's got so many hormones pumping through her that's going to kill any of his jism.
So, like she's rubbing spermicide on his dick beforehand, just like everything you could think of.
I guess you can teach a sex ed class now.
Yeah, and so he's bagging and tagging and putting it on and going to boring missionary town, and she looks over at the condom, And in the second,
he's at it again. Like the sunset shines through the hole.
Condom. Yeah, just the bullet hole through the fucking condom. And I laughed.
Yeah, you could drive a fucking Mack truck to this hole he put in there.
It's just like, what the fuck?
I laughed too.
I laughed the first time because it was so long, her bending over and picking it up and bringing it all the way up to the light, and you're watching it the whole time. It's like a 45-second scene. And I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but in cinema, that's like fucking 4 hours. So, and then, so she's just like, you're not my Tom.
It's a real I gotcha, real gotcha moment.
And she starts fighting him, and he's just like, you're my wife. And he's just like, why couldn't you just leave the baby alone? And he just starts choking her and choking her. It's very Ted Bundy.
Dude, he's into it, man. And I was like,
very into it.
Yeah, everyone's just like, hey, dude, don't stop. Keep choking, if you know what I mean. He's like, you mean like this? You like this?
It's not the safe joke, okay, everyone? There's a safe joke, and then there's the murder choke. He's going straight for the murder choke.
Yeah.
And so Eve is no more. And you're like, oh, I guess Eve didn't kill herself after all. And then he tries to do CPR, but only the chest pumps. And I felt so bad for this actress because he's just sitting there smacking the titty the whole time. I was like, dude, what are you doing? You don't, like, I don't know who, like, we couldn't get this, like, guy some sort of training. He's, like, from, like, 3 feet up trying to, like, smack. I was like, you're gonna really hurt her, dude. What are you doing? And he's just like, no, not like this. I was like, did you have another idea how you were gonna kill her, you fucking psycho? So then he cries a little bit because he doesn't know what to do, I guess. And then
he cries because the baby maker's dead.
Oh yeah, the baby maker is dead. He's like, my family. What am I gonna do now?
And then he gets real Perry Mason for the older audience, and he hangs her.
He puts her, not just hangs her, he puts her back in the wedding dress.
It looks sweet. I was like, that was kind of like my favorite visual, and I was like, that's a shot.
Yeah.
Fucking print.
And he did. And then we're just back with Weirdo Beardo in the room looking at
him, guys, dressed all bummy.
Yeah. Dressing like he's living in Portland as a serial killer because that's a popular thing. And he's just like, I miss my Eve. And I was like,
do you?
I was like, this part of the movie seems so disconnected from the rest of the movie, which felt really disconnected from the rest of the movie.
You know what, man? Like, if they would have just put the gun to the baby, back it up about fucking 10 minutes, gun to the baby, and pull the trigger and go to black, I'd be fine. Because then I'd be like, all right, movie's over. She killed herself. That was a suicide. No one's having her baby. Ain't no fucking clone baby coming out of her. She really stuck it to the system. She killed the doctor. She killed a bunch of assholes, or the director.
I should point out, she doesn't kill the director. He actually waits for her to leave the room, and then he moves. And I don't know if that was just bad acting or intentional. I assumed it was intentional, though. I'm just going to assume that.
I don't think so. Because I didn't notice it, and I think he was probably just like, "Dude, get off me!"
That's the thing is, I think it was a tip of the hat of like this was all part of it, was to drive her to this point.
Listen, I would give you another director clone is in the background going, "Ooh, good thing I don't go out there because motherfuckers try to kill me all the time. I'm the director. She just killed my clone." I'd give you that, but like I didn't even notice that. Dude, that's
like bigger story, multiple movie written all over it when we got to the ending. I was like, oh, this fucker's playing for
that's not how you drive it in if not everyone notices. If you try to make a little smooth secret thing, fuck you. You don't get that. You know what I mean? It's clumsy storytelling.
Bad acting there.
Hey man, maybe he was just like, dude, are we clear? He's like, did I say
she's
cut?
Fucking heavy. What is she, 260? And they're just like,
oh no, dude, that's
today.
They don't like it when they're big. Like they tell that to a dude. That's a compliment. Like, hey man, you're huge. What are you shredded? What are you, like a 260 easy? Or ladies don't like to hear that. He's like, what?
Unless they're doing like fucking power squats or some shit,
She's like,
She's like, yeah, I'm fucking 260. I could crush your head between my legs. He's like, please.
where's that light star? I'll take one to go. Oh, and everybody's just like, whoa.
Let's get her in the clone machine.
Everybody's like, dude,
she's like, what?
Keep all this dialogue. We'll use it.
We'll use all this.
So yeah, like the movie kind of needed to stop right there.
It did. It needed to end in the hallway for sure.
Or it needed.
And it didn't need the weird beard scenes at all. That was so
okay. And if it did have, so we do got the beardo scenes of him all. I wanted to just see like her kick open a door and he turns over and they're interviewing one of the beardos, the first round of weird clones or whatever, or because there's multiple ones. I assume that she experienced. That's why they were saying different things, because they were learning different times, right?
Yeah.
Because they were recalling different memories because they were remembering whatever his monarch comparison was. And then she sees him giving the whole, I was the first Tom clone in there, and that's why I got a beard that just shows I'm the first one. And then she just shoots him in the back of the fucking head, shoots the fucking interview. I wanted to shoot her way out of that and then fucking kill herself. Been like, nobody wins. Pow, pow, pow.
Yeah.
So that I've been like, damn, that's like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre ending where number 2, where he's just out the fucking chainsaw. They're like, whoa, credits. That is all the movie you get. And I'm like, holy shit. Terrible movie, but that ending's fucking metal as fuck. I love it. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, pretty shitty.
That's a sub review in the review.
Yeah, but the ending, I'll never forget it. Like that's what this movie needed, because it was just all over the place. It was trying to be smarter than it was, and I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like there's like vivarium type vibes on it in the beginning.
For sure. I was like, especially when she was like pregnant, I was like, oh god.
And I was like, yeah, and I was like, okay, let's go back to that. Let me see your guys' spin. And I'm not gonna lie, dude. The first time I saw it, like off of the trailer, and when they were kind of going into the house as a project, I thought, I was like, okay, this has maybe, is this some sort of virtual reality thing? Is this kind of in their subconscious? Are we in their mind? And then when you saw the other couple, I was like, oh, the other couple got out of the house. There is a way to get out of the house. There is a neighborhood. There is some sort of interlocking devices to keep the houses, right? So I was like, okay, maybe they're going to she's going to be like, this isn't my Tom, and try to escape, and then either run into another couple or run into a clone of the fucking pillow people. And she's going to be like, I just saw you got murdered by your husband. She's like, that wasn't me.
That's what I wanted.
Fine.
Was like, why are they just cloning one couple? Like, I thought she would find her Tom with a clone of herself, and then they're both like against these clone versions of themselves that don't want each other. They want the originals.
That'd have been sick as fuck. Where she's like, I only remember my Tom at this moment. She's like, the clone of Eve only remembers the moment that she loved him the most. And now that she's living with him day after day, she's losing the love for him. And the honeymoon is over. And now she's like, do I really hate Tom? Is he not the person I thought I was? Boom, they make a clone of that one. Then that clone shows up and she's like, hey, what's up, lip dig motherfucker? She's like, I thought you loved me.
You know what I mean? I don't think there was multiple Toms going in and out of the house. I think it was just the one clone. And that's why he was like, he had like the bad information from the like 2 interview questions we got of this guy that they are married. But no, that's what in my head what I would have done with it. That's kind of how dominant sexually,
Yeah, I thought like if they were interacting like that, because I was like, oh, then that's hence the reason for multiple Tom clones, because they were just learning information having to be reset or something interesting like that, where I'm just like, it's bigger than you guys. They're making your 30 days is not a true 30 days. So that's why I thought it was like mental, or they were being led or they were like in a fucking tube somewhere. And there's like, nope, you guys are computer programs. Nope, you guys are just gist stains, and time's changing faster for you than it is for us, right?
Or even better, like, or not better, but like another take is that, she wasn't getting pregnant super fast. It was actually that they've been in there that long. It's just that their 30 days was actually more like, 10 months, and they didn't know it. It felt like 30 days because they both keep getting kind of reset or whatever, redrugged, memory wiped, something,
Exactly. I was like, or she could have been a clone too. And when she wakes up, she's like, oh, I'm pregnant, because they took they cloned her further along in her pregnancy than we saw her. That's why she jumped so far ahead. Because hey, you're a clone at this time, at this age, at this far in your pregnancy. She's like, but I was normal yesterday. I was pulling jizz rags out of the fucking trash. And he's like, no,
I was squeezing cum left and right.
Yeah.
Writing my fucking name on the walls. And
they're like, man, we don't care what you do on the weekend. You're pregnant now. And she's like,
you're pregnant. Okay, so try to be a good mom.
That's what I thought. I thought they were fucking with her because her pregnancy was so elevated. And I was like, what the fuck? Is she a clone from the moment then? Or like, I knew something was up, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of problems. I mean, the first, weirdo serves no purpose in the movie. He's not even like a cheat of a narrative. There's no reason to include that guy. Mostly because we never see who he's talking to. You just have to kind of maybe assume it's the Millennium Project, but wouldn't they know he's full of shit and not need this lying of an interview?
Well, yeah, because he's talking to like a fucking transparent iPad, so there's some sort of technology thing. Because at first I was like, is he talking to the cops?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And this is how he survived, and he outed everybody, and he was just like, hey man, go in there. How are you gonna explain that? You're gonna find a bunch of copies of me, but none of them are this sexy. They arrest him.
Just drops his pants, starts swinging his little dick. They're just like, sir, please stop. That's the effort. Doesn't
we appreciate it.
The output. Okay, we appreciate it, but it's just sad and making us a little uncomfortable. So emphasis on little though.
And the cops all laugh.
He's like, I'm gonna fucking murder all of you, my family. They're just like,
nah, little dick, you're not doing anything. Get him out of here.
Yeah, get him out of here. Go fucking tase his ass and put him in a hole. Fucking all the other clones.
Jesus Christ!
You know what I mean? Clean up your fucking clone project, crazy evil doctor. He's just like, hey, here's your hush money. Shut the fuck up, Popo. Okay.
Yeah, like I was waiting for the doctor to reveal something to Eve. He's like, it doesn't matter. He's like, you can kill her. I got 1 million more. And he's like, I can kill you because guess what, Eve? I got 1 million more. And
like anything to reveal the actual purpose, because I think that's the part I struggle with. It's like the concept's interesting, but there's not enough reveal the actual purpose of what were you really studying?
Why?
How were you studying it?
Why?
Because that is important in science fiction. Okay. And then it's just like, but you have this weird thing where this clone was really obsessed with family. You don't explain that. Why was he obsessed with family? Why was the baby growing faster? Like anything. Like anything.
Like you said with the interview questions, if Tom was like, I can't wait to have a family. I need to be a dad. I sure do love buying baby clothes. God damn it, dad, it'd be great to be. You know what? And then I'd be like, whoa.
Look at this onesie. It's so cute. It's my one personal item I brought with me. They said the typewriter or this. I picked this. That's how much I want a baby. You know, something crazy like that.
Perfect. I mean, like, that's his motivation. He wants to be a dad. Any means necessary, apparently. But you don't get any of that. And it's just so frustrating. And then by the time you get to the end, you're like, you better blow my mind. She needs to put bullets in everything. Kill herself. It checks out from Weirdo Beardo's fucking interview. She went out like a champ. She fucking my way or the highway, that shit. And that's awesome. And then if you wanted to be smart and sneaky with your big reveal, you could just show another Eve fucking, with a fucking fork in her or knife in her fucking pocket going, and somebody comes to me, I fucking knife them. Like, oh no, one of the clones got out. Whatever.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like, it's definitely Eve's story, but because he narrates it, it's more his story, but it's not really his story. And so instead we just like gut Eve's character. Yeah. And then we give her this like, she's really good at just spraying and praying in this room with a gun. And then after that, you're just like, oh. Yeah, you just kept going around in a circle until you hit yourself, I guess. So.
Because it's weird. She plays tough guy at that part where she's like, she's fed up.
She's saving Tom.
Yeah, exactly. She's no longer weak and feeble. She's like, I'm done with this shit. I'm making the shots now. I got fucking fucking roast beef, and I'm fucking pissed. Arby's is like, listen, man, you said extra crispy. She's talking about her self-mutilation.
Oh, her lady curtains are gone. That's so fucked up. She's not going to feel sensations the same way. Why would she
curtains?
Lady curtains.
It's beef curtains.
Hey, you can call them lady curtains too, okay?
And no one's going to know what you're talking about unless we've been mentioning vagina for the last hour, 30 minutes poorly and immaturely in a movie review.
People would definitely know
we appreciate you, everyone sitting through.
You know what also bothers me about the scar? It's too high.
What?
So the scar.
Who gives a fuck? Dustin,
I care because
that's
it's
the
stupid.
last
It's
thing
not how
this
you
movie
clear
needs
out a
to
dead
worry
baby,
about.
okay? That's how you clear out a dead baby. You don't go up that high.
Yeah, well, you know what? When you get a job at the dead baby farm, you let us know.
I'm just saying, this Junior should have fucking done his research a little bit better. Okay, it's not too hard to find where cesarean scars are. Okay,
Like, you make a movie
and that you don't
fucker.
do a cesarean for a fucking dead baby. So just different ways. So,
Hey man, you're really breaking down the room with dead
listen,
baby.
have you seen Dirty Dancing? Anyway,
I don't know. I haven't.
really? Oh God! Now we're gonna get requests. I don't want to watch Dirty Dancing again.
I've seen the documentary about it. Even though I was just interested, I like the documentary style of that series, but I didn't watch. I was like, oh, I've seen it.
Doesn't matter. The people are gonna want to watch.
No, dude, I don't want to hear about underage babies having, and I just want to dance and
like one scene for like a minute. Okay, man, it's not the whole fucking movie.
I don't want to watch it. I won't. I haven't. It shan't be a thing. But
you'll deal with the harassment, not me. But anyway, yeah. So it's just the whole Eve death scene is it's just really disappointing for her character. And
yeah, they make her go out like
and again, it's not necessary. You should have ended in the hallway. She literally should have just. It would have been a 10 times better movie if she just said fuck it and did kill herself.
Yeah, I would have dug it. I'd have been like,
the
cool.
two Toms fucking just fighting it out, and we just leave it on that. Like, who cares which one survives? Because
I think, yeah, go to black and just go to fucking, I don't know, go to fucking the Beardo version of Tom going, she killed her, and just have him repeat it. She killed herself at her wedding day.
And then across the table is other weirdo Beardo Tom, and they're just talking to each other the whole fucking time. We're just like, what the fuck?
And he could be like, yeah, I remember. You know what I mean? Or something like that. And it's just a whole room full of Toms and they're all mooring her or something. I don't know.
They're all handcuffed to each other.
That's weird. Anything.
I'm just trying to make anything visually interesting at this point.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
Would you recommend this movie, Dustin, or would you give it a big old pass?
I mean, if you listen to our Vivarium podcast and you want something, I guess, in that vein for whatever reason, sure, give it a view. I mean, if you want some cheap laughs that you shouldn't have, sure, give it a view. But if you are just looking for a movie that won't make you feel like you wasted an hour and a half of your life, no, don't watch it.
People are like, what? So go watch it, or
if the first two conditions mean something to you, watch it. If not, then fucking don't. Like, just don't.
You know what? I don't think so.
Yeah. What about you, Kevin?
It's a hard pass for me.
Sorry.
Sadly,
I think a lot of people are going to watch it now.
It's a thumbs up. I appreciate the little indie movie. It's shot in one location. All that stuff's very difficult. I've been a part of stuff like that. It's very, 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 very hard to do. So I give him shouts to that. Like, you guys did a very admirable job. It's just the overall premise is high concept enough to be interesting, but it just falls flat on a bunch of levels that are kind of disappointing because, like you said, it is Eve's story, and I don't think she really gets. Yeah, she really doesn't get her comeuppance of any way. She doesn't really get her moment to shine and push back to just basically everything that she goes through. So,
yeah, and I think like some people will be like, "Oh, it's the budget. It's the budget." I don't think it's the budget.
No,
like,
you can tell
it was how the story was developed. You could have easily used that same house and shot it differently, and
like the location.
Yeah, and been able to do those like flashback scenes and shit and make it believable,
Yeah, the location to me wasn't the issue. You know what? Actually, their performances weren't bad at all. I thought like the Tom's performance as he's slowly kind of acting a little more wonky was it was almost over dramatic at a time. You're kind of just like, all right, calm down, dude. But I thought it was a touch campy. And I thought that's what he was trying to go for, is play like this kind of just weird-ish, awkward. I know the whole idea was to keep you in the dark of what's really transpiring, and I thought he did a serviceable job. I thought she did a pretty good job. Everyone's like very serviceable. You know, nothing's gonna blow you away, but you're not gonna like go, oh God, stop talking. So, but yeah, it's high concept. Just the execution is just very clumsy and just not really. It's not rewarding enough to sit through, in my opinion.
Yeah,
But,
I would agree.
Yeah, so there you go. That's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah. Well, we thank you for listening to his 2 cents and my 2 cents, and for subscribing. Hopefully you did that. Recommending us to friends. That's the biggest compliment you can give us. And if you want to leave a comment, leave a movie recommendation, we'd love to hear from you at Us Versus Movies on Instagram or Twitter. You can reach us there, or you can post a comment on YouTube, or however you're finding us. I'm sure the comment will get to us somehow. And on that note, Kevin, take it away.
Hey, thanks for hanging out. We will see you next time.